What is going on? What's going on, y'all? It is your boy Skywalker Jedi back at y'all with another one. Oh my goodness. Boy, do we have problems up here. We got stuff to discuss today, ladies and gentlemen. We got stuff to discuss. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here rocking out with me. And I appreciate you. Much love to Seal Nation, Cool Table Family, the Mikey Verse, the Syndicate Network. It's all one network, one family, one umbrella. Much love to all y'all. Man, so excited to be here. I'm tired as hell, but we're going to keep rocking out, right? Because it's been a long week, y'all, but it's been very, very fun. It's been super dope being able to see Rebel Moon. I've now seen this film 3 times. I've officially seen it more than most of the cast and crew. Right, I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit because at every screening that I've been to, it's been mostly the cast and crew there. Right, there's obviously been fans, but there's been a lot of people that worked on this film at every single screening, and most of them it was their first time seeing it. So, including when I saw it last night at 7 p.m. and yeah, it was everybody there's first time seeing it, and it was like my third viewing. So hey, I'm super excited to be here talking about this film with you guys. Y'all are amazing. Hope y'all rocking out, right? We got the homie Charles Austin in the chat. We got A-Pass, Kal-El, Dennis, Jose, Anatoly, right? Oh my goodness, all you guys were in the chat early. Cool One Only is in the building. The Creed is in the building. Anatoly, I already said. The Good Austin, right? Shouts out to the Good Austin, yo. Shouts out to the Cool Table, man. Y'all have been so indispensable this weekend, right? Y'all been rocking out, man. Y'all helped with that red carpet stream so much, yo. Each and every single one of y'all. Shouts out to the Cool Table, especially for this weekend, because we would not have been able to pull this stuff together without y'all, man. For sure, for sure. We got Music City Soul in the building. What's going on, bro? We got Dante in the building. What's going on, Dante? I think it's my first time seeing you, but much love. Thanks for joining the chat, bro. Right? Sickness. Mr. Wayne. Rock Talks, man. Shout out to Rock Talks, yo. Oh my goodness. He's another one that's been putting in mad work. Shouts out to the homie, right? Man, shout out to Rock Talks. And shout out to Mama Bear Art Doll as well, who also helped hold down that Rebel Moon premiere stream. Shouts out to you, Mama Bear. Douglas Murphy's in the building. Oh man, Peely, Mr. Wes Ashley is in. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right. Mr. Wes Ashley's in the building. What's going on, Peely? Hope you're having a great day, bro. We here excited to be talking about some Rebel Moon. We got Future Tron, El Necron. Shout out to the Cool Table. Man, much love, y'all. We got Zod Ryder in the building. What's going on, Zod? Hope you're having a great day, bro. Right. We got Lawlessness. Man, the chat is on fire. Michael's in the building. Man, much love all y'all. All right. Man, let's get through this early stuff so that we can talk about this film. Right. As you guys know, we're still on the road to 1K, trying to hit 1,000 before the end of the year. Right. We have made such great strides in 2023. And I'm way more excited about the prospects of 2024 and what that could possibly bring. So make sure that you guys are liking the content, sharing it out, subscribing, all that good stuff, so that we can continue to increase the bandwidth of what we're doing, right? And you try to let more people know about the cell movement, and we try to do bigger and better things for you guys in terms of content and bringing this stuff to you. So make sure that you guys are liking the content, sharing it out, subscribing, hitting that notification bell so you know we're going live. These hashtags, which I spoke about, why we here. Hashtag sales ZSJL to Netflix, hashtag sales Snyderverse to Netflix. We started this thing out less than a year ago, right? And we've already made incredible strides. So shout out to y'all that have been rocking out. Shout out to you guys that will be rocking out going into the future. We just trying to get a conclusion to Zack's DC arc. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all we trying to do. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to get over here and ask for a whole bunch of crazy stuff. We just want to see this story come to a conclusion, right? And I always tell people, right? Could you imagine after the first Avengers movie seeing Thanos at the end and you just like never getting a into that story, right? It's like they say, hey guys, there's this other big bad villain that the heroes are gonna have to face later, and then you just never see what happens, right? So no, fans would be pissed, and they would take to the streets, and they would do whatever it was that they could to get a conclusion to that story. So that's what we over here doing with Zack Snyder's Cell Movement, right? Also, we ask that if you are going to rock out with these hashtags, that you follow the rules of engagement, which go as follows. Rule number one, we ask that you guys be positive while we are engaging with the current home of Zack Snyder. Zack is chilling, y'all. Zack is chilling. Zack is chilling. Zack is so happy over there. So let's bring great energy over to Netflix and make sure that we're having a proper, effective conversation with them. Just letting them know that they have a viable subscriber base here that's ready and willing to engage with this content if they're able to facilitate that for us. Rule number two, we ask that you guys do not mix these hashtags, right? As Twitter/X only respects 2 hashtags per algorithm. And so, yeah, it doesn't count towards any trending when you guys use more than 2 hashtags, right? So make sure that you guys are only using these 2 hashtags. They do go together because first you must sell ZSJL to Netflix before you can sell the Snyderverse to Netflix, right? So make sure that we're using both hashtags and that we are having a positive, effective conversation with Netflix. And thirdly and lastly, we ask that you guys please do not tag, mention, quote, tweet, reply to anything of that nature, anybody over at WBD, which is including but not limited to James Gunn. We are having a 100% conversation with Netflix. Ever since we've been over here having this conversation, it's been much, much easier for us as a fan base. And we just want to continue driving this engagement, letting them know that they have a sizable subscriber base that's ready and willing to engage with this content. Also, we ask that you guys follow or subscribe to ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube and also follow ZSJL to Netflix on Twitter. When you guys send super chats, they will be tallied up at the end of the stream, and whoever donated the most will be the sponsor of the next stream. I just want to make sure that I'm giving back to you guys in dope and creative ways that y'all really hold this platform up. So if you want to see a name down at the bottom, like the homie Neo Sevens has, that is how you do so through super chats. Also, lastly, inktothepeople.com/salesZSJL. It's only a little bit of time left, folks. It's only a little bit of time left. Make sure that you guys head on over there. I think it's like 2 days left, right? I think it's like today and tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So you got 2 days left, and these shirts will never go on sale again. I know that we said that, and we kind of brought some back, but that was for other reasons. This one, these shirts, this Ray Fisher Cyborg, this Wayne T. Carr, this Justice League Heather shirt will not be going on sale again. So if you want to cop one, make sure you head on over there before time is out, because that's it. It's only a little itty bit of time left. So we want to make sure that we're heading on over there and supporting AFSP, right? Much love to all you guys. Mama Bear said that she was sick as all get out, but always show, hey, thank you for showing up, right? We got Peely saying, yo, I'm proud of you, man. I caught a little bit of the show last night. Shout out to Lobo for hosting. Oh yeah, most definitely, man. It was a wonderful evening, and without y'all hosting and holding down that panel, man, it wouldn't have come out anywhere near that well. So shouts out to all y'all for being there, and I just hope that y'all enjoy us being on the red carpet. You know what I'm saying, for Rebel Moon, right? ROEs work. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Charles Austin said, "I'm cool with that. If we don't get anything else, I'm okay with that. Just give me JL 2 and 3 or one big send off movie." Yeah, no, and don't give me no look. And I don't even want to get that part misconstrued, right? Because I think that um the the ending of Zack Snyder's DC arc, it will only entail what we're able to get, right? So if that means a Man of Steel 2, then I think that we should be able to get that, right? If possible, right? If we make Rebel Moon a big enough hit. I think that Man of Steel 2 may be a possibility. That Batfleck movie may be a possibility. So um I do want to say that whatever we can get is that will entail the conclusion of Zack Snyder's story. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Because hey, it's still his characters, and I'm sure that they wouldn't be doing anything too far off the cuff from what he would be wanting, right? Netflix does not seem to be rocking out. Oh no, they seem to be rocking out with whatever Zach is doing. So I don't think that we will have those same kind of constraints that was happening over on the other side. Kal-El says, "I'm not engaging with Netflix. I'm marrying the home of Zack Snyder." Facts, facts, facts. Lawlessness said, "Looks like Race Gandalf did not get her $50." Oh my God, man. Hey, right? Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's up. We got a Curly Ray with a $10 super chat saying, "Just to let you know, I have let everyone know that this movie getting review bombed by anti-Snyder people and most critical actual thinks. Oh no, and Moist Critical actually thinks I might be right. I'm gonna continue to do my thing with the general audience for sure, Curly Ray, right? Nah, man. Look, I'm gonna get into that, but I think that general audiences are gonna love this movie. I think that they're gonna love it, and we're gonna get to it. We're gonna break it all down. We're gonna break it all down. Let me give you this drop real quick, right?
Good stuff. Real quick, Zach. Shout out. Last question is, I want to ask you not about the legalities or like the probabilities or anything like that, but can you just speak to the resolve of your fan base that now that we're trying to get this thing sold to a third party?
The fan base has consistently been amazing and consistently, regardless of what I think, the fan base has their own ideas and they seem to win.
Hey, right? What's going on? What's going on? We got TJ said, "I love the fact that DJ said, I've seen you before. Reminds me of Wonder Woman saying, I've killed things from the world before." Yo, y'all are bugging. Y'all are bugging. Y'all are bugging. Right? Oh my God. Said, you, the world's finest, the Flash, and Lobo. That's the cool table if you ain't figured it out. Hey. Right? Nah, this look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break and then we're gonna be right back with these topics because we about to get to it. We about to get to it.
Steppenwolf, have you begun the conquest?
yes. We about to get to it, yo. Rebel Moon, y'all. Man, I've seen this film 3 times, and it's gotten better and better each time that I've watched it. I've continued to pick up on little things, and it's like the more that I've seen it as well, things that I might have thought the first time, I just realized that I kind of missed other little parts that might have made a connection with something that I saw earlier. It's just, this film is so deep, man. I'm so glad that I've been able to get in early and see this film as many times and really be able to have an honest conversation with you guys about what I saw. Because with all of the conversation surrounding this film, you know, you really see what happened in 2016, like why and how that happened. You really see like that there's honestly a complete through line from there to here in terms of like how this man's films have been received, right, by a lot of the, you know, content creators and influencers and critics and things like that. It's just, it's really crazy to be in on this thing so early and to see it from the inside, kind of looking out, so to speak. Right. But let's get into this review, yo, because I want to address something first. I've seen a lot of talk recently regarding Rotten Tomatoes and all this stuff, and I want to say this. Do we listen to Rotten Tomatoes or do we not listen to Rotten Tomatoes? Right? Because I know that I've stopped giving a shit about what Rotten Tomatoes had to say, especially after they got outed for using bots and having paid reviews. $50. Right? They was giving it up for $50. Right? So if I know that, right, if I know that Rotten Tomatoes is giving it up for $50, right, why would I pay any attention to what they got to say? Right? They get more clicks and more people checking the site off us sharing it. Like, yo, I'm really yo, I'm so past it at this point. I don't think that we need to give them any of our clicks, any of our attention, any of our engagement. If you want these things to change, that's how you actually do these things. You starve them of that stuff, right? We see it all, like, yo, these outlets, they only do these like clickbait tactics as like, yo, it's just to get you to click on it, right? We got Music City Soul saying the people listen to Rotten Tomatoes when it fits their narrative. Yeah, nah, I don't care if a movie got 100%. I don't care if, like, you know, this movie, yo, if this film would have came out and the critics would have gave it 100%, I still wouldn't have cared. Still wouldn't have cared. I don't care about what Rotten Tomatoes has to say at all. At all. So yeah, I even saw like how it was saying how, like, yeah, if you have a bunch of critics giving a film like a 60% or 63%, like, it'll be 100% certified fresh. But if you got like a few directors giving it like a 90 something and you got a few giving it a 50, it'll be like rotten. And I was like, wait a minute, what the, like, how does that work? Like, how does that work? Right? Yeah, it makes no sense. Peely said that they posting the Rotten Tomatoes on the Twitter timeline. Yeah, right. We got Retro in the chat saying, I never use Rotten Tomatoes. By nature, it is a toxic site. Just look at the name. But ultimately, it is how one feels about a movie that counts. Absolutely. And just like the homie Dieter said in Army of Thieves, in order to understand a work, you must engage with it. Right? You must engage with it to understand. Right? DC Talk said the audience gave it an 88%, right? Yeah, man, I do not care about that critic. Yo, come on now, right? I think we're all better than that, right? I think we're all better than that. Let's continue to be hyped for this film and not be sharing out a bunch of stuff that's helping people that's trying to push a certain narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. So I just wanted to get that out the way first before we get to the rest of the topics, because I saw a lot of Rotten Tomatoes talking. I was like, man, this is not what we should be talking about right now. But first, red carpet recap, y'all. Man, look, thank you guys for rocking out during that stream. It was amazing. It was dope being there, just feeling that energy, right? With everybody just in the building, buzzing, ready to see the film, right? So much of the cast and crew was there showing out, and it was just a beautiful thing. It was just a beautiful thing, and I'm happy and glad that I was able to be a part of it. And not only that, but that you know, uh, I was able to share that moment with you guys, and it went off the way that it did, right? That's why we didn't want to tell nobody. We had actually been working on that for a little bit, right? Yeah, right. You guys are killing it in the chat. Douglas Murphy says, see, I had no idea what Rotten Tomatoes was up to till BVS. I've never once in my life used something like that to determine whether I want to see a movie or not. Facts. Facts. Yeah. We got Future Tron saying, what if Netflix releases the R-rated director's cut on the 21st instead of the theatrical version? No, I don't think that that's gonna happen. I think that they're gonna drop that thing later, but man, look, no. I don't even want them to do that. Y'all gotta see what I just saw, yo. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? No. Ain't no. Y'all gotta see what I just saw, right? For sure. But yeah, that whole red carpet thing, it was super dope. I was glad that I got to grab some interviews for you guys, right? And if they're doing anything like that for part two, we will try to be there all over again. But we'll have it worked out a little bit differently, and hopefully we can bring you guys more coverage for this stuff, right? That's what we're planning on, doing it bigger and better. So shouts out to all y'all that that participated either as part of the live crew, the replay crew, or if you were a panelist. And shout out to the cool table and all that stuff as well, because that was a dope event, and it was a dope night. And I'm just glad that you guys enjoyed it. So shouts out to y'all. And let's get to this film, yo. Firstly, man, I know that this movie started off as a Star Wars script, right? Um, I know it did, right? And there's been a lot of talk about, yo, is this film too much like Star Wars, right? Is it, too influenced by Star Wars? Oh, it has all these influences, right? Like Zach is doing knockoff Star Wars, right? Blah, 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 right? No, this ain't Star Wars, bro. This is a damn Zack Snyder movie through and through. This is Zack Snyder, bro. This is a Zack Snyder film. And I got a whole topic devoted to that later, right? But I need to get that out there. Like, yes, does it have some things in common with Star Wars? Like, does it take place in space? Is it evil guys versus the bad guys? Right? Like, yes. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's not. It's not. No, it's not. It's not. No. This is, TJ said, we need to tell the truth to drop. Austin, if you're in here, we need to, today is a day for truth. Right? Charles said, not even close to Star Wars. To me, none of the trailers even feel like a Star Wars movie. No, this feels like way different than a Star Wars movie. The stakes are way higher, and because I had said after one of my, or I think it's after the first time viewing it, I was like, yo, like in this movie, it really, like, anybody can get it. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can get it. And I kind of hinted towards that on Josh's stream. And then after Leon saw it, he was like, yo, this movie feels dangerous. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, this whole thing feels dangerous. And I was like, yo, that's a great way to put it. Because yeah, the feel is just completely different. The feel is completely different. Right? Yeah, nah, this ain't no damn Star Wars knockoff. It ain't no Star Wars clone, right? Atticus Noble is not like Vader or no, it's not like that, yo. It's not like that. It don't feel like that. As somebody who has been a lifelong Star Wars fan, I've been a Star Wars, that trilogy, right? I had that on VHS when I was a little bitty kid, yo. Those movies was like the Bible to me, bro. Right? This don't feel like that. This feels much more serious. Right? Like it's all kind of stuff in here that you would never talk, like you would never see it in a Star Wars film. There's lines in here you would never hear in a Star Wars film. There's things that Leon and I was talking about that last night. When y'all fucking see what the harvest is about, you know what I'm saying? And they like, it's all kind of stuff in here that it ain't no way that this shit would be in a Star Wars movie. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Right? It's stuff that happens in here. Ain't no way. It ain't the same, yo. It ain't the same. This is a Zack Snyder film through and through. Right? Kind of like how, look, remember when we had all these comic book movies and stuff, right? And all of a sudden Christopher Nolan came along and he just reinvented the whole shit, and it didn't feel like anything else, even though it was a superhero movie. It didn't feel like anything else, right? Christopher Nolan's Batman didn't feel like anything that came before it, even though there was other Batman movies, right? A bunch of them. Zack Ryder saying the people saying it's a Star Wars knockoff are just saying that because they have the inability to tell the difference and are likely not even sci-fi fans. Nah, I think that they know better. I think they know better. Bro. I think they know better, right? And Charles Austin, I do not remember Crawl, bro. No, that's I wasn't born in '82, right? Jerry said Skywalker. I saw Rebel Moon at the Egyptian Theater yesterday, and I saw you. What? Why you didn't say nothing? Yo, look, man, if y'all see me at the theater, if y'all see me out, come say something, right? For sure. LaFud Rock saying Star Wars was inspired by Seven Samurai, straight from Lucas's mouth, right? Crazy. Yeah. Joe Buck said, "Did you get to ask Zach about his support of the sale hashtags?" Yo, I'm gonna get into that a little later. My or Leon and I's interaction with Zach. I will get into that a little bit later about what happened. We got Lawless is saying your damn name is Skywalker the Jedi. You should know. Yeah. Joe Buck said, are the rumors true about Redfish only getting 5 minutes screen time? We gonna talk about that, bro. We gonna talk about everything. Everything. Right? What's going on? Nessa Noel, right? How you doing? Got Nessa in the building. Right? They said, Jerry, why you shut? Nah, yeah. Look, if any of y'all ever see me out, Joe Buck said, my friend said he saw you with your microphone. Yeah, hey, we was out there, right? But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up first. This ain't no damn Star Wars movie. This ain't no Star Wars knockoff, right? None of that. None of that feels totally different. And this ain't what you uh this ain't what you expecting it to be. You know what I'm saying? Right. L Necron said we got Leon on the beach living that California dream. Look, I don't know where Leon at. You know what I'm saying? Just he been popping in and out this whole time. Saying like Batman, right? Joe Buck said my friend was at the popcorn stand when he saw you. Mm, okay. Okay. Yeah. Um yeah, I don't think he said anything though. Yeah. Hey, if y'all ever uh catch me out, just please just say what's up. I ain't gonna bite. I ain't gonna mean mug you. Saying I promise. Right. But yeah, after after like clearing that up, let's talk about the story, yo. Um, you know, in terms of these types of films where you have a ragtag group of people coming together to fight some greater force, there are always going to be similarities in certain ways, but I think that what this story does is it really gives you a great chance to to actually understand exactly why Cora uh, feels the way that she feels about her whole past with the Imperium versus her trying to build this new life on Velt with these people, right? And just the whole dichotomy there and like why she why she feels the way that she does, and this is gonna be very hard for me to not go into spoilers. You know what I'm saying? But I promise I will do my best to not spoil anything that you guys don't want to know, because I want y'all to go into this thing as fresh as possible. You know what I'm saying? Nessa Noel says, I saw Rebel Moon last night. I'm so excited for the second part. Yes, yes, yes. Right. But man, it's a great story. It's really engrossing. Um, Zach did help pin this thing, and so he did have. Hold on, let me pull up the other two writers' names. I should have had their. Matter of fact, somebody in the chat let me know, because I don't have my phone here. But they cooked with the dialogue, just everything. Like, it just draws you in, It and the words that come out of like Atticus Noble's mouth, and just there's certain little things and nuances that are found in the writing that really, really kick this film up a few notches. And as I said, with it not being like a Star Wars knockoff, there are things that are in the writing that you would never find in in a lot of the movies that are in this same genre. So it just elevated it in that aspect. The other two writers were Kurt Johnstad and Shay Hatton, right? So shouts out to everybody that helped pen this script. It's truly like there's so much stuff going on. Y'all know that Zach be cooking with like the real life comparisons and like the underlying things. This is probably one of his deepest films, in terms of like things that are happening underneath the dialogue and all that. It's probably one of his deepest films, and Zach is definitely cooking. Was definitely cooking, right? Y'all funny, yo. Some people have said to wait for the extended version. Why would you wait for the extended? Like, all right, say for instance, right, Batman versus Superman, because this film has a lot of parallels with Batman versus Superman, but I'm gonna get into that later, right? We knew that there was gonna be an ultimate edition of Batman vs Superman before it came out, right? I still went and saw the theatrical version. I saw it 5 times in theaters, right? I enjoyed it each and every single time. The ultimate edition enhanced what I had already experienced, right? Anybody telling you to wait for the extended version, and I'm actually glad that you guys are bringing up these points, because it is allowing me to kind of debunk a lot of these narratives, right? If anybody's telling you to wait for the extended cut, and if they saw this film and they say, you don't got to see it, just wait for the extended version. Yo, I would be mindful of why they're trying to tell you to wait and watch the fucking extended version. That's crazy, right? Just so happens that we trying to get a lot of engagement on premiere weekend, and you got people saying, just wait for the extended version, right? Don't watch it when it comes out, right? Don't watch it when it comes out next weekend. No, you don't have to, right? Just wait, right? And they wonder why we say the things we do. You know what I'm saying? They wonder why we say the things that we do. Taladia Play said, how was the premiere, man? Hey, awesome. Awesome. The homie Austin made like a Rebel Moon premiere carpet rewind video that he dropped on the channel earlier. I'm gonna go back and watch that. I've barely gotten able to watch like most of the stream, but it was an amazing event, and I'm glad that I was able to get a couple interviews for you guys. 100%. Nessa Noel said there's nothing Star Wars about it, at least to me. Nah, they feel totally different, right? We got Anatoly saying we need extended version. Yeah, we do need that. We need that. You know what I'm saying? We need that. But yeah, nah. Y'all got to see this film, yo. Ain't no way. TJ says Sky or anyone in the chat who's watched the film does it feel political? And by that, do you mean woke? No. Man, y'all know Zach ain't doing none of that stuff, right? That's why we gotta have these conversations, right? Zach is putting a lot of stuff in. Yo, look, man. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that they don't want y'all talking about, yo. They would rather, you know what I'm saying, like we not focus on certain things that Zach is talking about in these films. You know what I'm saying? It's much better if these things aren't discussed, right? Rock Talk said, I know people want the extended version, but this version is still Zach's film and needs to be supported when it drops. Oh, yeah. He said he's super proud of it. Super proud of it. And I am too. Decree says, Scott, I was so close to flying out to see it with y'all. I actually had a ticket to the sold out 7 p.m. show. Couldn't work out affordable accommodations in time. That one empty F206 seat was mine. Yo, and you know what's crazy? There was only 2 empty seats. There was 2. And it was the other one that was for Sil Abdul, you know what I'm saying? So Sil was there in spirit, right? But nah, it was 2 empty seats. One was yours and the other one was for Sil. You know what I'm saying? But hey, shout out to him. Maybe he can make it out here for the next one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Until I says, how was the experience? Hey, it was great. Fire. You know what I'm saying? Rock Talk said, not supporting a film because an alternate version is coming down the road is pretty dumb. The extended version is supposed to enhance the experience, not be your sole experience of the movie. Yeah. Nessa said, I say, don't wait for the extended version. Just go watch it. Yeah, like, come on, man. Peely said, there's CIA. Oh my God, right. Lawlessness says Chris giving high praise to Poor Things. It is a ripoff of Edward Scissorhands and The Shape of Water. Hey, A-Pass said that she ain't waiting. Joe Buck says, I'll check it out. People have told me it doesn't feel like a full movie. It feels like a part 1, which is in the title. You know what I'm saying? It feels like a part 1. And does it tell a complete, like, yo, okay, follow me, y'all. Right? These characters right? Just like in uh, prime example, Zack Snyder's Justice League. That is a 4-hour movie, right? Does it end their journeys? No, right? It but did it end that part of the story? Yes, it did, right? So are the characters done with their journey? No. Does it tell a complete story? Yes, it does. Like, you know what I'm saying? There is a climax. But and I would be more inclined to agree with somebody saying, "Oh yeah, this would feel like something." But first of all, it's part one is in the title. We only gotta wait like 4 months for part two, right? Kill Bill is another example, right? Kill Bill Part One, was that a full movie, right? Oh no 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 no. Cool One only says, I feel like waiting until an extended version kind of ruins the excitement, wondering what the new footage will be. Not only that, not only that, right? But um, there's parts because like I've been going back, I've been pouring over the teaser trailer, the other trailer, right? And I've been trying to like trying to dissect what's probably in the director's cut and what might be from part two. Like it's all types of stuff. It's all types of stuff that you can only take. There's all types of conversations that you can only take part in if you have seen this film, right? Austin says the regular version has to do numbers. The reason they keep talking about dropping director's cut sooner is because they want regular version to do less. Man, look, this film is gonna do numbers, right? Nah, it's gonna do massive amounts of engagement. We got Necron saying, so I guess Godzilla is a King Kong ripoff with their logic, right? Zod says that's one of the reasons why critics go at it so hard because it isn't woke. Nessa says just go watch the damn movie. It's not woke, right? Right. The Creed says another ploy, trying to make the stream numbers low. Wait on extended. Nope. Watch ASAP and multiple times. Bro, I didn't see this shit 3 times and I'm going again today. Right? Kal-El said, why are there so many stipulations when it comes to Snyder fans? Right? Nah. Okay. Okay. TJ says, I didn't mean by woke. What I meant by political is that politics is involved in the universe. I say that because I watched a series called The Expanse and it dealt with politics within the series. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. No. Are there politics in there? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And I think that when you get the director's cut, it's gonna be even it's gonna be even deeper. You know what I'm saying? Cause man, this film, yo, y'all gotta check it out. I cannot wait for y'all to see this shit, yo. Michael says at this point, what does woke even mean? For for me personally, I define woke as like them pandering or trying to do something just to like just to look a certain way um for whatever reason, right? Trying to appease whatever group it may be. right? And I've always even said this, like with a lot of the recast, I don't mind when it's certain characters, but it's like at the end of the day, I wouldn't want, I don't want a black Batman. That's what I always say, right? Like I don't want a black Batman. I would just rather get a new dope black superhero. You know what I'm saying? That's not Batman. That's originally black or something. So that's how I kind of look at it. But yeah, I just look at it as pandering. I don't like that. Oh, we got Phil Abdul in the building saying, "Yeah, guys, they want you to avoid clicking on it in on Netflix until extended cut. How dumb is that logic?" That's what I'm, man. Look, that's what I'm saying. Don't click on it, y'all, until uh, don't click on it until the extended version come out, y'all. Just don't click. You said these woke haters claim everything is woke. Nah, definitely not everything. Right? You can't say that. Right? APAC says, where does this film fall in terms of your favorite Zack films? Um, hmm, I will answer that question later, right? Because I I gotta put that in its full context. Right? We got Nora saying it's not like Dune that really felt like half a movie. It's a full realized film. Right? Dune just ended. I love that movie. That's actually a great point. And we didn't know Dune was a part one before it came out. We didn't know until we were in the theater, right? Oh my God, that's actually a great point. No, this feels way more like a complete movie than Dune did. He said, "Ain't no way nobody gonna not click play." He said, "Wait till extended cut." I'm catching it. Hey, shouts out to Sil Abdul. You know what I'm saying? Right. Cool one said, Kill Bill 1 and 2 both felt like different movies, but connected, right? So, here is what I'm saying. Did she kill Bill at the end of Kill Bill Volume 1? Right? Did she kill Bill? That's actually the perfect analogy. Did she kill Bill at the end of Kill Bill Volume 1? What was Bill dead? We didn't even see Bill, right? We didn't wait, we just heard his voice, right? Oh my God, this is crazy. Petey said it's counterintelligence in the building, yo. They waiting for part two in order to binge both now. Right? Nah, they said that they gonna wait, for the both directors cuts, and then they're gonna binge them back to back. Right? Oh my God. Cool. Cooking. Cool one says the theatrical versions of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit were great. The extended versions were even better, but I love both. right? But no, did they make it to what was it, to Mordor? Right at the end of the Lord of the Rings, bro, for part one, the Fellowship of the King. Yo, I'm not understanding, bro. Like, yo, this is not, like there's definitely a full arc in this film, right? Yeah, we just gonna watch all the versions of Rebel Moon, just like God said. The the day that they come out, you know what I'm saying? Mr. West actually said that he's the Black Batman. Is definitely one of those films where it would feel more complete with the second part. And that's why I'm like, yo, we ain't got to wait that long. Like it would be different if we had to wait like, a year, 2 years, 3 years, right? Like we gotta wait like 4 months. I think this is even quicker than the turnaround from Kill Bill. So, maybe I'm just old school, right? He said hashtag Doom just ended. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I remember Doom just ended, yo. Facts. And I love that movie. But we did not know that was a part one going into the film. I remember I was in the theater and it said Doom part one. And I was like, oh shit. So they are gonna do a part two, right? Austin said, we heard from DJ via your interview that he was collaborating with another VFX supervisor who's now working on part two. And DJ finished off part one. Was that noticeable at all to you? What that he was going to finish off part one? Man, the VFX in this film are spectacular. Right? He said, no part one syndrome for Tarantino, right? Yeah. Yeah. Much love, y'all. Man, y'all is killing it in the chat. All right, yeah. But look, story is great. Check it out. We do got to move the conversation forward a little bit because we're already an hour in, and this thing can't be like too long. Sound design, y'all. Yo, this shit is incredible. Incredible. Incredible from the score to the way that the weapons sound to the way that the ship sound, bro. Like everything. Like, yo, the guns are loud, right? And I'll get into that or how they look and the look and feel of them in the next topic. But the sound design on this film, I did hear a couple rumors that maybe that this was probably going to be one of the finalists for not only best VFX, right, but also for best sound design. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked. This film, yo, it like, man, every time they shooting guns in there, it's just like, yo, you hear it, you feel it. Like I was feeling it in my chest. It's crazy. Austin says, so the VFX was seamless. That's basically what I was asking. It's often hard to uh, hand off and pick up projects from others. Oh no, it was seamless, bro. Seamless, right? Right. Futuretron says, what's nice about Netflix is that you don't have to worry about the box office. No, but look, but y'all see how people and how it's funny because it is a two hand like a double edged sword kind of because I get why people want to see this film on the big screen. I get it. It's a Zack Snyder movie, and we want to see it on the biggest screen possible. But what comes with that is all this other BS that you're experiencing and that you're seeing right now, right? With these, these outlets trying to, do all this clickbait or what have you, right? You know, it's it's been confirmed that you got studios and people using bots, right, to push narratives, right? Like why, the fact that Zach is releasing this film at this time in this medium is actually perfect. It's perfect because they're not relying on that box office, right? Austin says they said they have like a special sound icon on Netflix I've never seen before. Some new state of the art audio. I wouldn't be shocked if they are rolling this out because Zach is about to drop this movie, yo. Hey, like, yo, we need this thing to be seen and heard properly. Right? Zach making Rebel Moon look like a big budget movie when spending less to make it. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Any viewership numbers? He said he got to be a watchman. Yeah, right. Yo, but yeah, the sound design, you guys, is like incredible. And if you have like some theater speakers in your house, make sure you got them cranked up. Make sure that you know, like yo, I might even have to like I was actually thinking about that. I got the surround sound, or whatever, but I was like, man, I might have to upgrade my sound system for this watch party. I was actually thinking about that. Facts. Mr. West Ashley says, I gotta go buy a Bose sound stick for my TV. Yo, I got the sound stick and I got like the subwoofer with the satellite speakers in the back. You know what I'm saying? All that, bro. You got to have it. The sound design in this film is incredible. And it's actually like one of the, man, everything. You know what? I can't get to that. I gotta save that for the last topic. But yo, the sound design is truly incredible, and I would not be shocked if this ends up being an Oscar contender because it's some of the best that I've heard all year for sure. VFX, y'all. This film looks spectacular. Looks spectacular, and I I know we've been seeing Jimmy get a lot of love, right, from people that have seen this film, and even when I asked DJ about what he was most excited for, he was talking about Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? And the level of detail on Jimmy is spectacular. Just the detail in all the planets, all the worlds. Um, it's spectacular. The the scenes with the Bennu, right? The big griffin kind of creature. Like it's spectacular. It's spectacular. Um we always know that Zach is like probably the best visual filmmaker, maybe in like Hollywood history. You know what I'm saying? But um so I was a I was expecting this to be top tier in that aspect, but Jimmy and the Bennu really like stood out as like when you see the feathers up close, it looks real, you know, and it's just oh my god, there's so many things. There's this one scene with the Bennu, where if y'all have seen the film, y'all know, but it's when the Bennu gives that one look, and I was like, yo, man, this scene, man, Zack was really touching on all of his films, yo. There is influences from all of his films, even Guardians of Gaul, right? Literally there are these little small touches from all of his films, and the VFX really speak to that. The creature design is on point. Like I said, just the worlds. Oh my goodness, it's like they all feel really distinct from one another, right? Super dope, man. Super dope, and I I actually wouldn't be shocked if this were to win the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. Wouldn't be shocked, right? And it was funny because I actually heard people complaining when this film made it to one of the finalists, and I saw somebody on Twitter say, "Yo, well, have you seen the movie?" And they were like, "No." And it was like, "Well, maybe it's because the visuals are like super dope." And I just always kind of remembered that comment. And no, I 100% see why it's a finalist because they're immaculate. Like I don't think there was one part throughout the entire movie that like where the visuals didn't look real or it took me out. Not one part of the entire film. And usually there's like one or two shots that where I kind of maybe like, yeah, no, that never happened. Never happened. Kal-El says, I didn't realize Jenna Malone was in this. That's because you can barely tell it's her. Right? You can barely tell it's her. Said Zach said both movies have different tones. Oh yeah. Right. Different tones for sure. I can see how they're gonna have them. So then with that flop drop, 10 more likes. Hey, 10 more, huh? See, FA saw it, right? Yeah. Nah, VFX top notch. You know what I'm saying? Like don't don't believe everything you hear, son. Right? Oh my goodness. We got Nessa saying, "Who is your favorite character, Sky?" I'm about to get to the characters in 1 second, and then I will let you guys know my favorite. Hold on one moment. Yeah, they said they're trying to tell me Love and Thunder is a better movie than Rebel Moon, right? Right? That was IGN, but hey, don't pay no attention to the video. 8 more likes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. But let's get to the next the next topic, which is world building, yo. World building. Um, yo, Zach definitely put a lot of work into the world building, yo. This gal or this universe feels lived in, right? Feels dirty, feels dangerous. Spider-Man says, "Yo, Sky, just dropping in to give a quick like and gotta run. You betrayed him, your own family, right? Yeah, nah. This universe feels lived in, right? It feels like they have their entire systems set up and all this stuff, and it's just uh, there's a history, there's a lore that's going back thousands of years, right? And talking about all these past kings and conquerors. It's just, man, it is so dope to see how much that they really dove into this project, and how much work that they put into building the lore and the story and the history of all these characters, and of these planets, right? Um, it's super dope, and I cannot wait until we get to see the director's cut, because I think there's gonna be a lot more, right? I think that it's gonna be a lot more that we are able to enjoy from this film in terms of all of the aspects of it, right? From the sound design, is gonna be more parts that sound super incredible, to the visual effects, right? To the story, like every single aspect of this film um was like super dope. And we're gonna touch on the characters next, because I think that that's around, like, that is part of the issue that some people might just have with the film, but I'm gonna talk about that too. So uh absolutely. Right. The Creed says, that was my question to Zach at Netflix Geek. The lore. Glad to hear his fire. Oh yeah. Yeah. Integrity says, do we know how much longer the director's cut is yet? Yes, it is 1 hour longer. It is 1 hour longer. Zach said last, oh, you know what? I will get into that a bit, because he let you guys, or he let us all know something last night. So for sure, world building, off the chain, world feels lived in, lore, right? Everything was there. I never really felt like I didn't have the certain uh like feel of any of the planets that they went to. You can see that there was like little homages to all of these places having like a long history. And yeah, it's super dope, and the world building is off the chain. Let's get to this though, the characters, all right? Because I've heard a lot of complaints that it's all about the characters not getting enough screen time, and certain things of that nature. um I will say this, right? And it's funny, because after I was talking to homie Leon, he had the same thought that I did when I first saw the film, right? When I first saw the movie, there was one aspect of the film that I kind of was like, yo, well, this part did seem kind of, simple or easy or whatever. But then you watch the movie again, and no, it's like, no, it was all there. It was all there. So even some of the characters that didn't really get delved into completely yet. Um, One, Zach said that there's a reason for that, and we're going to get these people's backstories. But not only just that, um, for the story that this film is trying to tell, right? Especially knowing what I heard from the man, like, yo, more is coming, and not only that, but you didn't need to know everything about these characters at this point yet because of where the story is going, right? Like, if this is any old, you know what I'm saying, like film where it's look, what's a good comparison, right? Um, we didn't get a whole lot of like a lot of characters until sequels and things like that, right? Everybody doesn't have to have their backstories divulged, especially if it is going to take away from the story that you're trying to tell in this film, right? Like in this film, it was important for the focus to be on Cora, what Cora was going through, and a few other characters, right? I'm not gonna really delve too deep into that, but keeping the focus on Cora and having that be the focus for this part of the journey, I feel like everything went great. There, like my first time watching it, I thought that there was like some pacing issues with some of the characters, and then when I went back and I watched it the second time, no, like there you understand why everything was kind of moving at that pace. So even people that may have some complaints, I think that there may be parts that they missed because I had a complaint, and then when I watched it the second time, I figured out like, oh shit, like no, they actually it was part of the plot. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of characters, everybody was dope, man. Everybody killed it. Cora killed it. Anthony Hopkins killed it with the voice acting. The dude that played Gunner killed it. It was Michael Huisman. Um, Ed Skrein, yo. Atticus Noble. Oh my, he's like one of my favorite villains, yo. One of my like super dope. He might actually be damn near my favorite character. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm rocking out with Atticus Noble, yo. 100%. Nah, this film is great, man. It has a great antagonist. It has a great protagonist, right? The surrounding characters are interesting. Uh, Man, it's this is this is this is super dope. Cool one says, even though people binge watch a long series, they will still complain if it's too long. Right? 3 more likes. Jones in for that sweet, sweet drop. Hey, yeah, 3 more. Right? But nah, in terms of my favorite character, it's hard to pick though. I might have to just say Atticus Noble. Right? Jimmy was super dope, right? He got whole sway in the building. What's going on? Uh-oh, y'all got the 50 likes, right? Integrity says, honestly, I'm tempted to hold out and wait until the director's cut. But avoiding spoilers would be yeah, nah. Ain't gonna be no avoiding spoilers because I'm gonna be doing spoiler talk pretty soon after my watch along, yo. Right. Oh, 52 likes. All right, y'all have officially crossed the threshold. Let me give you guys your reward.
You still owe the Great One 50,000 more worlds. He will hear your plea when you pay your debt.
Actually, I'm gonna do two back to back.
You see this all the time at the level of a top producer who, between them or separately, will make flop after flop after flop after flop. I'm not going to name them, but I know who they are. And they're not all American either. And they still get paid huge sums of money for being in films that nobody wants to see. And producers make pictures out of which they take enormous sums of money. And the films, again, are not films people want to see. They're always going to blame somebody else. Always. Not their fault. No, you were the one who said, or whatever. And there's a word for that. It's called upward failure. You see it all the time.
Right. We got Nessa Noel saying her favorite character is Nemesis. Oh my God. Nemesis, yo. Y'all have no idea. That GIF part we all see, she's like, man. Hard, yo. Nemesis was hard. Oh my goodness. I don't know. He said the way he had to straighten his jacket and look to the right. Right. Look. Yeah. Got the homie Neo Sevens in the building. Sponsor today's stream, I think too. Yeah. We got Josh saying, tell him Christopher. Yeah. Right. Integrity said, don't listen to mainstream about anything, right? But yeah, Nemesis was hard, Joe. Jimmy, Atticus Noble. I mean, it's pick your Cora, right? Like I almost feel like Cora was like, yo, all of the characters are so dope that you forget how dope Cora is. Right? Like Cora is an amazing protagonist. Amazing. Right? Crazy. Said Jimmy's design was perfect. Jimmy's entrance was perfect. His entrance, his design, everything. Like I said, I had to see this movie 3 times now, y'all. 3 times. Characters are dope. And any problems that y'all might, any problems that anybody has, anybody, any problems that anybody has, I'm pretty sure is going to be fleshed out in the damn director's cut. Like, I'm positive. But luckily, right, it wasn't just me that saw this film. And as y'all know earlier, this dude actually went to the news with me yesterday, but we got the homie stopping through. Lieutenant Leon in the building. What's going on, Leon?
We are the children of the revolution. What's good?
Hey, bro, we in here talking Rebel Moon, bro. Right? You've seen it now twice, right? Yeah. You've seen it twice. So I'm not sure how much of this that you've heard, but just stepping in, can you kind of give your take on like what you thought about a few of these subjects that I've been touching on?
Man, I've been watching thoroughly, you know what I'm saying? Doing my thing while checking out the stream. This has been amazing as usual. And man, just like you've been saying, man, everything about this film is it's a masterwork in its own right. It's just so damn good. And like you and I discussed, like the one detail that I would have had a complaint about at the end of the film, I was like, that's probably one complaint. I'm like, and it was not to go into spoilers at all, but just like it was a Seven Samurai element of it. I'll say that, right? Was the thing that was I was like, okay, and it wasn't bad. It was just like, yeah, that was rather smooth. And the thing that fixes that was the thing that I was like, oh, no, that makes perfect sense. Why that was why that was smooth now. That was great. So really, it's one of those films where you're hard pressed to find a flaw. I guess because that's the age of viewership that we live in, where it seems like the viewers we're always trying to find something wrong with the movie instead of just enjoying it. And if that's all I could see that kind of yelled at me, that kind of stuck out to me, I'm not gonna go doing some deep ass dive about what the fuck was wrong with the movie. Allegedly, right? The movie was great, and it reawakened that hunger for like original, raw science fiction that we grew up watching as children and young adults. You know what I mean? Like this to me, this reminded me of the obvious Star Wars. It reminded me of um, even Avatar when James Cameron came up with the original Avatar. It reminded me of that sense of wonder, this new world. At the time I didn't appreciate the first Avatar. The second one came out was amazing, but like I did respect at the time what he was trying to do, was just introduce us to a new world and science and a new sci-fi and new tech of filmmaking. That's literally everything what that Zack Snyder is trying to do. Introduce us to a new world, introduce us to new ideas and new tech. So, especially in that regard, I think Zack Snyder is one in a million, man. Like he's carrying on that legacy of auteur filmmakers who don't just have to do like an art house film. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the films that we grew up on that inspired Zach, James Cameron, um, Christopher Nolan. Yes, they were inspired by art house films, but let's be honest, all three of them, if you sit them in a room, they'll say Star Wars. Star Wars,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Star Wars is not an art house film, but it inspired these three gentlemen who revolutionized the genre every time they're in it. And Zack Snyder is just like he's done it again. Um, and I don't know how much time I have, but at some point I'd like to address some of these little um, these criticisms that we've been seeing and
Oh
hearing.
no, go ahead, bro. Because I'm about to because I got two more topics, and I would rather do that now before we get to those. So yeah.
Excellent. So one I'd like to address is that this film doesn't feel like one movie, or it feels like half a movie, whatever anybody's trying to say. I literally didn't get that. If I hadn't known that this already had a sequel in the can, or this was like a giant movie cut into one, and the other one they're saving for a sequel. If I didn't know that, I would think that this is a whole film. I don't understand. It has a 3 act system. I don't understand. Like I don't get it.
There's clearly an act 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah, like quite clearly there is.
Right. Hey, Cora goes on an arc where she is one place where when the movie starts, and she's somewhere completely different when it ends, right?
1000%.
Okay.
There's a thematic.
Jimmy. Does Jimmy have an arc?
Yes, Jimmy has an arc. Like there's so many characters that like their arcs are beginning, but there's a few key ones where They literally have an arc. You know, I'd say Cora, I'd say the main villain. Noble, I would say Jimmy, oddly enough, right? Like if you see
Yeah,
a
Jimmy
film,
had an arc.
you know what I'm saying? It's like it's weird because that robot was so passionate. It was like I'm not gonna give anything away. I don't want to give away run times of or screen time, anything like that. I just want to say that's stupid. And you guys said something that was great. That example of Kill Bill, so perfect, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just every time Zack Snyder does anything, I notice that even like within there's a few people even within the fandom that bring up just dumb shit. I'm just like, why is he always put to this weird ass scrutiny of details of how he's supposed to deliver a film? You know what I'm saying? Like
It's weird, bro.
it's weird. This feels like it needs more. No, it doesn't. The other thing I'd like to address is whether or not because the whole it feeling like one movie or feeling like a half a movie or whatever the hell, it goes into what I'm about to say next, which is give me 1 second.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We got the homie Neo7 saying some parts from the trailer aren't in the movie, but I suspect it'll be in the director's cut or sequel, which is something that we was pouring over. I was like, yo, because I went back and watched that first teaser trailer like 10 times by now. And I, I mean, like just since I saw the film, this is the first time on Wednesday night. Um, because I've been pouring through because some parts aren't in there, and it's like, yo, is this gonna be from the director's cut? Is this from part two? Trying to figure all that out and speculate and all that. Yo, this movie is so big, and it's only bigger. It's only getting bigger, right?
I'm
I
happy.
under I understand now why Ed Skrein said, I thought I knew what a big movie was until I worked on this. I understand that now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And getting to actually talk to him was
Oh,
cool.
yeah. I'll be right back. So hold it
Definitely,
down, Leon.
absolutely. Um, yeah. So the other thing I wanted to address was just essentially like this idea that we have to wait to watch it in full or whatever. Listen, if you're a part of the ZSSM, Zack Snyder Cell movement, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that thought should be in your head. Um, that's just me being a soldier, right? Being a lieutenant and thinking in that way. Obviously, y'all can do whatever you want. You're grown adults. You can move how you want to move, but we're we've been trying to engage with Netflix, right? Why would we promote waiting? That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I just want to make that perfectly clear how backwards that is in strategy, right? Not just speaking as someone who likes films. Why would I wait to watch a movie knowing there's another cut? That's a part of the film experience, right? If you're a film lover, I'm a cinephile, like through and through. I may not know every in and out of a film, but like I'm well above average when it comes to film lore, film knowledge, film history, the how to structure a film, screenplays, et cetera, et cetera. Like I'm well versed. I I'm a lover of movies. Like that's my thing. People love music and all other things. I'm not even a huge music head. I'm a film guy. I love me a movie. So as a movie guy, why the hell would I wait? Because there's potentially another cut that exists. That's a part of the love of film. Like I want to watch it now. And especially I was given the opportunity to watch this twice on the big screen. I'm not waiting, you know. Um, And on Netflix, when it comes out, if I had the opportunity to just watch it on Netflix, I'm going to watch it on Netflix. And then because I love films and movies, etc., I'm going to watch it again when whatever cut releases. It's like when Quentin Tarantino came out with what was that? The Hateful Eight, right? He came up with the Hateful Eight, and then he came out with like a whole series version of the Hateful Eight. I watched the movie, and then I watched the series that they dropped on Netflix. I didn't wait because I knew he was going to come out with that series. He had spoken about it. I had followed the process of the Hateful Eight because I'm a film lover. So I already knew there was going to be something bigger coming. Did I wait? No, I didn't wait. That's silly. I watched the Hateful Eight film, and then I went and watched the Hateful Eight series that dropped on Netflix. Speaking right, Netflix, Netflix, always, always looming, right? Gotta love it. Yeah, hey, MTJ, man, you definitely got to check that out, bro. It was great. It was such a cool like deeper dive into it because once you get a taste of a world, you get hooked and you want to go deeper into it. At least that's for me, right? Um, so yeah, I just wanted to use that as an example of why would you wait, right? I saw BVS theatrical, and it only made me want to see the Ultimate Edition even more. Why would I wait? I'm not gonna go see that in theaters. They got the Ultimate Edition coming out at some point. No, no, no. I want to watch it all because oh, so fresh. The Hateful Weight, right? Right? The Hateful Weight. So I just think that anybody peddling that idea is very strange. The third point to this why you should not wait narrative, right? So we went to the basically just the consumer not needing to wait, and the fan. Okay, Zack Snyder. If you're a Zack Snyder fan, why would you wait? I'm just going deeper into the hole, right? Why, as a Zack Snyder fan, and I'm not trying to shame anybody. You do what you want. You're a grown adult. I'm not waiting as a Zack Snyder fan. I'm not. Because I'm going to tell you what this is. I told it to Scott last night. This is Zack Snyder's biggest W ever in his filmmaking career. This is the biggest W he's ever had. And I'm not even talking in terms of quality or success as far as money that this film may or may not make. I'm talking about just personally as a businessman and as a film lover and a filmmaker, him, Zack Snyder. In my opinion, if I were to sit down and have a conversation with him thoroughly, I bet he'd say, yeah, this is probably my biggest W. Why? Netflix gave him carte blanche. They gave him an apron or a schmuck, as they say, and the chef's hat, told him where the seasoning was in the cabinet, and they got the fuck out of his kitchen. They let him cook multiple meals of the same dish, different styles. That's a W. Zach is a kid. He's a child of the revolution. Zach is a big old kid, and he loves playing with his toys. And I say that obviously, not insultingly. I say that as someone who I'm a big ass kid when it comes to movies. I love that about me. I've never grown out of the love and passion for films and movies. Like I love it. I flew all the way out to California, man.
I love it.
You know what I mean? I love it because movies. Because movies. So when I hear Zack Snyder talk passionately about this film, he's happy, he's excited, etc. You could tell he is so done with the shackles of studio bullshit, right? The Hollywood tropes, the nonsense of notes and studio notes. Because Zach's a team player. That's one of his fatal flaws. Like he's a team player. He'll do was asked of him, right? He even did things for Netflix that was asked of him. But Netflix is a very compromising studio, it seems. They let him do a bunch of stuff. He created Rebel Moon for theaters and for streaming. That's a theatrical version for streaming as well. So it's palatable to audiences. But he's got like 3 or 4 fucking versions of these 2 movies that are about to come out. That's such a Zack Snyder thing that we can all indulge in, man. For those that love visceral, raw sci-fi in the vein of Terminator and RoboCop and Alien. He's got that cut coming. This is the biggest W Zack's ever had. So we need to, as fans, appreciate what Scott Stuber and Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder have done, which is deliver a multitude and multi-layered version of a film. And we're going to watch every one of them motherfuckers. Watch all of them. Let's cut the BS. Watch them all, man. Watch them all. They're all worthy of your viewership, man. We're gonna do this, baby. We're gonna make sure this is Zack's biggest W in the world, not just personally for him. You know? And hey, that's what I got to say for now, you know.
Yep, because the bigger that this thing is, the bigger that his potential leverage can be, right? And the more that I think that that Netflix will be looking to facilitate more for us in terms of what we've been asking for and what Zach's been asking for, because Zach must have finished his DC stuff, man. And with Rebel Moon, yo, we have the opportunity to think about this through his own original IP. We can help bring him closure with his baby over at DC, right? Which will also feed into what he's doing with Rebel Moon as well, and make that just all the much bigger. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this you know, don't listen to any of these things. The time to be a Zack Snyder fan is right now. Y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. And I know it's a little bit of hesitancy when you guys are seeing these reviews and stuff. And I know that even though that we've been there, sometimes you can start seeing that and it can be frustrating, right? So I get it, but just know y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. Y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. Yeah, because he and I had the same thought about the one kind of question that we had. It was like, oh man, that was kind of crazy, right? But then in hindsight, even that is explained. And I was like, oh shit, like, you know, you can't really say anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit's airtight, yo. Right. So I'm definitely looking forward to having this conversation with you guys after the movie comes out and we've all had a chance to see it. Y'all are super dope. And the homie Marcus said BBS OGs done been through this before. Oh yeah, because this film is very similar to Batman vs Superman in a lot of ways. And yeah, coming out of it, right, I also think that since it's so similar to BVS in a lot of ways, I think that we already kind of have an inkling of what to expect, right? And so that also plays a huge part. But look, outside of just the characters, because I want to move on to the last 2 topics. And this is a great time to segue because Netflix, they got a win with this cut. They got a big win. And I'm going to tell you guys why. The fact that they're able to double dip with the engagement is incredible. It's incredible. And with this version of the film, I'm sure it is going to be much more susceptible to general audiences. Zach has spoken openly, especially last night. He was spoken openly about how weird that this R-rated version is going to be. Right? He's like, yo, like he was actually surprised that they let him do a lot of this stuff. He really spoke to that last night, right? But uh, this movie is similar to BVS in this way, right? While watching BVS, and knowing that there was going to be this longer version coming, there were certain things where you kind of had to infer them, and I'll use Lex's plan as like a great example. I just revisited BVS recently, the theatrical version, because we were watching it on Netflix, and like things that were just like made visually like clear in BVS Ultimate Edition. You had to be like really watching the theatrical version and kind of able to, put two and two together, right? So, with that being the case, there are parts in this film, and Leon and I even spoke about one where I know for a fact that there's a scene that was taken out because of something that one of the characters alludes to happening. You don't see it happen. And when I first saw it, I was like, wait a minute, like, what the hell? Like, why did she say that? I was like, and I didn't really know how to take that. But when I thought about it, and knowing that Zach is like, yo, it's gonna be all these extra scenes, and a lot of them is like they have nudity in them and all this stuff. And then I thought back to that line, and it totally made sense that there was a scene that's gonna be in the director's cut that we didn't get to see. And so I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, when BBS came out, theatrical version was off the chain. When you saw the ultimate version, it took it up at least like 1 to 2 notches for everybody, right? So I would say if you thought it was good, then it made it great. If you thought it was great, then it made it, like fire. And if you thought it was fire, then it made it into one of the greatest films of all time, right? So I want to say this. I think that even though this movie is fire, and I'm going to get into my final score at the end of this thing, I think that this director's cut is going to have a bigger jump in quality than what happened with BVS. I really think that. I think that this is probably going to end up being like one of the best movies I've ever seen, probably when we get the director's cut. It's already a fire ass movie, but I really do think that the jump in quality is going to be higher this time, and which is saying something, especially when you guys hear what my final score is going to be. Right? Having seen this film, Leon, what do you think that the director's cut angle is going to bring? And what's your thoughts surrounding this whole director's cut narrative at the moment from most of the outlets that you've seen covering it?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of highlight this too because what Marcus said. Remember what I told you when we saw it? It was it the first or second time? I was like, for me, I think in my second viewing, I was like, bro, I'm gonna have to download this and make a steelbook. I don't care. I need this on the mantle. So I just wanted to highlight that, bro, because yeah. But yeah, I think in terms of what the director's cut's going to do for the film itself. Uh, I don't know about the quality per se, but I know it'll enhance and expand upon the tone. I think you're muted.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I meant to say ratings, right? Whatever you rated it before, the jump is going to be bigger this time. Rating was probably a better word. So quality, yeah, but rating, the ratings was going to have a bigger jump. So thank you for allowing me to clarify.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Oh, as far as rating, oh, they definitely will. Like if I'm, yeah, and you did say that though, not to play semantics. That's my bad. You did say that actually. You did clarify that. You were saying as far as like basically the level of hotness, bro.
Yeah.
I'm already knowing it's about to be. It's about to be. Because I think the movie's fire already. I don't know how much more fire. Like it's gonna be ridiculous at this point. I remember my first viewing of it. I was like, this film felt dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there was one part, and I don't know why, man. I was, what do you say? We didn't hear our conversation. Oh, word. Um, I remember there was a part. It was in the beginning of the film where we get introduced to Noble, right? And he does something, and it was like a normal thing that people would do with one another, but like when he did it, the tension was
Oh,
insane.
yeah.
I just remember putting my hands on my knees and kind of leaning forward a bit, like, yo, what the fuck is about to happen? And it felt so long in the first viewing, that one scene. And then when it was over, it was like, okay. The tension didn't dissipate completely. It just kind of carried into the next scene, right? It
Yeah.
furthered and furthered and furthered, and there's an act that happened, an action that occurred. My second viewing, I still felt that tension, but I was just like, shit, man. I'll never forget that feeling of first being introduced to this character. And it was very simple, but it was something about that character that it's almost like you're waiting for, it's almost like watching a snake coiled and you don't know whether it's going to strike or not. Maybe even in his case, it's not even coiled yet, right? But anyway, I think that the director's cut's going to increase the rating 1,000 gajillion dollars percent for me, man. Like it's going to be insane because this general audience version, and when I mean general audience, I don't mean it's tamed. It's not tamed at all. It still feels like a raw sci-fi movie, but
Absolutely.
the unshackled version, unshackled to general audience expectations version of this movie is going to be incredible. It's going to be an entirely new experience. Zach even said it. He said it's going to be freaky, and I look at it in two ways.
Freaky, weird. Like he literally said freaky, weird, all kind of stuff, yo. Like, man.
And we got to
Yeah,
get to that
and
in the can,
and
quote unquote. You know,
mhm.
with
Yep,
that one
and
that spoke, that shit was weird and freaky.
right. And what happened in there too, right? But yo, even yeah, even the beginning will be different in the director's cut. Zach spoke to that. And we're gonna get to it. I had a conversation with Ed Scrine, you know what I'm saying? And we was talking about
Yeah, we both did.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right? We both talked to him together and separately, kind of, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, yep. Because I was trying to go to Sophia.
Right? Hold on, let me put this up
That
here,
would be the
right?
Nutella of the
right? Hold on, let me pull this up just
Era
so that.
Butella. I feel like a new man. I'm just saying. Sofia Boutella is just as lovely in person as she is on screen. She is quite the beauty, and you can tell she's has not been scarred, no pun intended, by Hollywood.
Watch this. Here we go. Yeah, here go me and your boy Atticus Noble. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah,
Boom. Hey, apparently we keep cornering people, Leon. Right? You know what I'm saying? I guess you know, we gotta stop doing that. But absolutely, we were talking to Ed Skrein about his character and like what Atticus Noble does differently, and he's like, yo, his body count is way higher in the director's cut, and I was like, what, bro? And he was like, yeah, man, like you do some despicable stuff. You know what I'm saying?
what's
Like
funny about
he
the
does some
interaction with
really
him
despicable stuff.
is that we
Yeah.
didn't ask him. We just walked in, and was like, "Yo, um, what's good, et cetera," and it's funny. He kind of come off like kind of London hood. I don't know where he's from.
Oh, 100%.
He comes off like London
Cause
hood in general because
wait, cause
he has a rap career.
bruh, he said something. There was one term I said, did this motherfucker just say that? I was like, bro, like, wait, it was like some like lingo. What did he say, bro?
I know he said something to this one dude when we were walking away. He said, "Oh man,"
Damn.
he said, "Man, the security didn't know who you were. You about to get run up on or some shit like that."
Yo,
So
bro,
chill.
he said something when we was talking. And I was like, bro, did this dude just say that? But it was like some hood term. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. This dude Ed Skrein know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For sure. But
Yeah, went
yeah,
up
man,
to
man.
him and just like we're just on some regular shit, like yo, and I'm like, yo, I just got my shit recording, bro. He was like, oh yeah, for sure, and dapped him up, and he just went to talking. He was just like,
Yeah, he just got to it. He was like, yo, like, man.
yeah, he was just like, he's like, if you love this, you gotta see what happens, man, because my body count is great. It goes way up, man. He was like, what did he say? He was like, they let me do so much. I didn't understand. They let me do so much. I got away with so much shit, man. It's crazy. I was like, yo, didn't even ask him. He was just divulging this information. Like he couldn't wait to talk to somebody. He was just like, for real. And then we never got the feeling of like, I gotta go. We're just conversing with this dude. If it wasn't for like the ushers and security,
Yeah, matter of fact, it was the ushers, yo.
yeah, exactly.
It it was the ushers 100%. They was hating on the kids. You know what I'm saying? They was like, yo, yeah.
Can I tell about we leaving with something? I ain't gonna go too deep into it. I'm gonna just say this. It's like everybody was like, you could tell people were like antsy and whatnot. Me and Scott was just chilling, like, nah, bro. We in here, bro. We was just chilling.
Yeah.
We just kept shuffling to the right, just kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody nervous. But you could tell people were like tensed up and trying to jump in and get pictures with Zack and all this stuff. Me and Scott was like, hey, we just smooth up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we smooth phase over towards Zack. You know what I'm saying? Should we get into the meat? Or are we still talking about direct, Scott?
We can do that right now. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, because the other topic is something different. So
right.
We can still do that right now. Yeah.
So we smooth slid over to Zack, and I BS you not, that happy face that you see right there in my thumb in my little avatar there. I don't know if you want to bring that up. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. Oh snap! Hold on. Let me bring up this one because I can't bring that.
Yeah, do the shades version if you can.
Hey, I got you. I got you.
I already know Superman got my back. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? This one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a genuine reaction, genuine smile. We just kicking it. And Sky had the better angle because I was recording. Because since I saw they were trying to herd all the nerds out, I was like, record and just like, because I ain't got time to be pulling out. My shit be slow when it comes to picture taking. So I just left it on record. And I'm like angling, and Zach's like, "Oh, we're recording." I'm like, "Yeah, we just recording, man." You know what I'm saying? So he laughing, and he looked at Sky, and he looked at me, and I shit you all, I shit. He and Sky not. This is one of the best moments ever as a fan.
Oh my God, bro.
Like, he looked at us like that, huh? And I said, "Yeah, man, full circle." He said, "Oh yeah."
And then I was like, those pesky cell boys, you know what I'm saying?
How you been, Zach? Been good, man. How you guys been? Been great, Zach. Good to see you again, brother. Good to see you again. And
Those
chit chatting
pesky
with
cell boys, bro.
we'll leave that chit chat out of the conversation for now. We won't leave that out. But we met with Zach again, had a good time. And he rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Then we slid over to Ed. And Ed was just kicking it, man. Hands in pockets.
Ed was kicking it on the wall, booling, bro. Like, cause they was trying so hard to get everybody out. They was like, yo, like, y'all gotta go, y'all gotta go, y'all gotta go, like, and then I was like, hey, Ed, I was like, hey, bro, what's up? I was like, hey, man, because he genuinely was one of my favorite characters in this entire film.
1,000.
Like that dude, man. Atticus Noble, bro. It's just every time he's on screen, it's unsettling. You don't know what he's gonna do. You don't know what he's gonna say, and you just never know, right? So getting to have that interaction with him afterwards, while they was trying to still kind of shuffle everybody out all quickly, it was super dope. And yeah, he just got the divulging. He's got the divulging information just off the bat. He was like, "Yo, like my body count." Oh, that's what he was talking about. He was like, "Yo, my body count is crazy," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, yo, this dude. But he just said it with a whole lot of swag.
Like he was,
you know what I'm saying?
He had a lot of swag. You know what I'm saying? A lot of swagger, and like
my body count is crazy.
I think it was one of those real recognized real moments.
Facts.
The way he dapped me up wasn't on some like, 'cause I seen him shake people's hands. I saw him. He shook people's hands all regular or didn't touch him at all for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But when he saw me, he was just like, "Hey, yo," you know what I'm saying? Like he gripped like he know what's up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay. So my whole vibe was different based on his body language. I was like, that's cool. And it's funny because all that ushering, we had a longer conversation with Ed than even Zach, because like everybody getting wheeled out, and it's like all that shit.
Yeah,
it's like if you see
Ed was posted.
Facts. If you see a water in a river and you see two rocks in the river and you see the water just parting around the rocks, that was us. You know what I'm saying? All that shit was just going around us to the point that, dang, they got Sophia up out of there. I was so.
Yo, they got Sophia out. They was trying to usher. Yo, they were trying to get Zach.
They couldn't get
Debbie out there. Like they was the first family. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to shuffle them. Yo,
facts. And Ed didn't want to leave. Ed was still there.
Ed was posted, bro. He was like, "Nah, man, I'm out here chilling with the fans, fam." You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, "Yo, I'm posted, bro."
For real.
Right? Hey, shouts out to the homie El Necron with the $10 super chat saying "Rebels." Happy for you, gentlemen. Hey, for sure.
Absolutely.
Right?
Thank you, Necron, man. Y'all were there in spirit, you know what I'm saying? When it couldn't be the Full Circle Syndicate, it turned into them cell boys. You feel me? Them pesky cell boys. You know what I'm saying?
Pesky cell boys, right?
Holding it down.
Zach was like, "Hey, yeah." I was like, "Yeah, bro, you know what's up. You know what's up, bro." I was like, "Yeah, we back, man." And just Leon's right. He totally like look, because I was seeing the way that his interactions was with all the rest of the fans too, and like there was definitely a pause when it was us. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh shit, like, oh my goodness, this is dope, man. I'm just glad that you know, we're able to share these moments with you guys because that's really why we doing this stuff, yo. Because if we don't do it, who else was, right? Like, and I'll get into this before I get into the last topic. Like look, this was a huge screening last night, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was looking around and I ain't see a bunch of y'all favorite content creators, yo, which is crazy, which is crazy. And so I'm like, yo, like, if we don't go do these things, who else is? Right? This was a huge screening last night. Like, it was mad people there that worked on the film. Like, y'all saw Sophia Boutella was there and Scrine, right? Everybody taking pictures and, engaging with the fans, right? Where's everybody else at? Because we definitely would have saw him. I ain't see nobody, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you want to touch on that real quick, Leon, before we move on?
Oh yeah, I was letting you cook because you cooking for sure. Yeah, brother. It's funny because like I don't know if we both had that epiphany at the same time, but like because I had saw one of the homies from Full Circle. Shout out to
Facts.
him, who he was one of the catalysts to my experience. I'll leave it at that. And so when I saw him and his lady, it triggered me to go look around the room. I'm like, I don't see anybody here that's none of the betas and the lames and none of that shit. Like I was like, they're not here at all. And that not that it would bother me if I saw that. I wouldn't give a fuck. But it was just interesting. I was like, oh, that's what's up. Thank God. Because like it made the experience even better. But it was just interesting because I saw him, his lady, and I literally was expecting, all right, so where's the drunk one? Where's like, the ranting screen dude, and where's all these other lames? I'm just looking around. I'm just like, where's Pac-Man? Where's um or Nikki? None of these people. I was like, okay, good, awesome. That's awesome. That was cool. So it was like literally diehard fans, cast and crew, people who actually worked on the film, which is obviously crew, um, and just film lovers, right? So that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope. So yeah, that was a cool ass experience to know that because it was just like part of me almost wish we did see a couple of them just to see that reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like the love was so real. As far as the respect and camaraderie with like
Oh my god.
Ed and the rest, like I didn't feel like any of them were keeping me at arm's length or any of that. It was
Oh
like
no.
it was a welcome, situation. I think Zach was a little not annoyed but bothered by them kept saying you gotta herd everybody out, that we gotta go. Because clearly he wanted to sign people's stuff and meet and have
Yeah.
conversations and take pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like he's here for it. And like they're telling him and they were literally like, Zach, we gotta go.
And he was like,
He's
hey,
chilling.
you know what I'm saying? He trying to sign stuff, bro. That dude, man,
And Ed wasn't moving at all. And
Ed was posted, bro. Ed was posted on the wall, not moving, bro.
they had to snatch Sophia, bro. I saw that shit. Like they kind of grabbed her by her arm a bit and just kind of guided her out, and she was just gone. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, no, come on, man. I was like, damn. And then Ed was like,
I
yo,
ain't moving.
I ain't going nowhere. Security,
This is mad.
security almost ran up on you, mate.
Let somebody in here touch me, right? Like that's the energy Ed was on. Ed was like, Brian, moving, bro.
Facts.
Right? Hey, but look, I want to say thank you to the homie El Necron. Let me hit you off with this drop, bro. You already know, man. This is a momentous day, and we just glad that we can bring you guys these kind of moments. Let me show y'all this other time that I cornered Zack.
Good stuff. Real quick, Zack. Shout out. Last question is, I want to ask you not about the legalities or like the probabilities or anything like that, but can you just speak to the resolve of your fan base that now that we're trying to get this thing sold to a third party?
The fan base has consistently been amazing, and consistently, look, regardless of what I think, the fan base has their own ideas, and they seem to win.
All right. Yes. We also got the homie Neo Sevens with the $10 super chat. Damn, betas be like, them damn cell boys keep cornering Zack. Yo, they keep saying we keep cornering them. But I don't know. He had an exit right behind it. Wait, wasn't that exit right behind him on that picture that I just put up?
Yeah, quite literally. You can see it on my avatar.
Right. Hey,
and security right there. The bald brother with the suit on.
Yeah, that's definitely
left shoulder to our right on the screen. Yeah, that brother there. He was chilling. And you know, it's funny. He was one of the ones that was saying they gotta go, but he wasn't tripping. The ushers were like, because I guess they literally had another movie I think they were gonna show.
Yeah.
That was the excuse they gave.
I get it.
Oh no, totally understand it. I just, as a fan, don't give a fuck. I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. I was like, hey, no. Right, but
Sky.
hey,
I'm leaving here with something.
Right. We got the homie Neo Sevens. Thank you, bro. Look, we're gonna keep trying to bring you guys these moments, and as long as, you know what I'm saying, we keep infiltrating, right? Then, hey, for us to be telling you guys that we're infiltrating, I guess security is really doing a bad job, right, Leon? Because they let me sneak into the premiere, bro. Right? Like I snuck into 3 showings of this thing so far total, and I'm probably gonna go sneak into one more, right, at 3:30.
The Lale Lule Low.
Right, we got betas being like, yo, those damn cell boys. Yeah, we're gonna keep cooking, y'all, and we just trying to bring you guys these moments, and hopefully you guys enjoy what we've been doing. You know, let me get a homie a drop.
My master, now that the mother boxes have been destroyed, how will you retrieve your great prize?
Anti-life is found, Assad, and we will stop at nothing to possess it. Ready the Armada. We will use the old ways.
Yeah. Hashtag the infiltrators. We be infiltrating, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Mama Bear, I actually had on my sneaking suit before that. I had on my sneaking suit, and then I took that off and I had on the suit underneath that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like some James Bond stuff.
State of the art sneaking suit. Kept you waiting, huh? Any Metal Gear fans Put in a exclamation point if any Metal Gear.
Right.
Let me see them exclamation points.
Right. I do want to move on to the last topic though, which truly is Masterwork, man. This is wholly a Zack Snyder film. You know? What I mean by Masterwork is Zack had his input on every single thing in this film, from writing to, you know what I'm saying, like. He shot the thing. He was the director of photography, right, or director of cinematography, right. It's just he has his handprints all over this film, and I don't know if I've ever seen one person do more on a film than what I just witnessed with Rebel Moon. Right, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a director uh, direct a film that he wrote a whole bunch of it, and he also is shooting it as well. Right, this dude was doing the a whole lot of the concept art and the sketches and all that. Right, like it's just I don't know I don't know if I've ever seen something like this ever, like to this extent, right? To have one person being so directly involved of all of, you know, and I spoke to several of the VFX people, several of them this weekend, right? Several. And one thing that was very common was how involved Zach was with the VFX, right? When I interviewed Raphael, right, who plays, I think his character's name is Street in the film. He said the same thing. He's like, yo, I've never seen somebody like that was a director, but also wrote it and was filming it. And it's like, I don't know how we get any more peak than this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
His biggest W.
I I know that Nolan, you know, writes all of his films usually, right, or the majority of them, but I've never seen him actually be behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? Shooting the entire thing, right? Like that's crazy. That's a whole different level of involvement, right? And Zach had stated how when he did that, it almost created like this other job for him because everything just became a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like for him, uh, because you got to just think about it. Like, you know, I'm not sure if I've ever seen like a filmmaker merge those two positions or like hold both roles on a film this massive, right? So, this is truly something different. And I think that, you know, this is when we start showing some separation, right? Like, say for instance, Oppenheimer, right? Oppenheimer is a film that really showed the separation between Christopher Nolan and a lot of other filmmakers, right? Whereas he could take a simple concept about building, or he can make a film about building a bomb and stretch it out for 3 hours and just have you engrossed the entire time, right? So there are very few people probably that's ever been born that could do something like that, right? And now Zach has his opportunity to really show that same kind of separation, but in another direction, because now he's not only directing the films and writing them, but now he's shooting the motherfuckers too. Like this is getting into spooky territory. This is getting into spooky territory, And I think that's also another reason why, this is getting so much back. Look, you know, when when an athlete is negotiating for a contract in any sport, a lot of times you'll have information be leaked out from these teams, right? Because they're really trying to lower their value, right? Um, if Zach pulls this off and is super successful, right? Just think about the effect that this can have on Hollywood. Like, what if other directors just start wanting to shoot their own film too? Not saying that everybody could, right? But you know, what if Nolan just fucking decided, you know what? I might want to get behind the camera on my next film, right? That gives Nolan way more leverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just there's all these things that can be affected by moments like this. I like, and I don't know if I'm tripping, Leon, but I mean, has there ever been another film to this scale that you've heard of, like a director also writing the film and then also shooting it as well? Like, um, I'm not, I'm not really coming up with anything when I think back to anybody else having this kind of impact on one film, especially of this kind of scale, bro.
Nah, not that I can think of. Obviously, it's probably happened. It happens. But this was something different, and Zach actually talked about that in the Q&A, where he discussed like why he chose to do it that way, and I thought it was like a great peek into his thought processes of his decision making. So he was basically saying that when working on films like ZSJL, it was always like he would be in the director's chair and the DP would do his thing, and the film itself, the props, the sets, everything, the actors would be like at a distance. So he'd be like, "Oh, that was great," and then he'd be giving information to them, and he'd feel so far from them, not necessarily disconnected, but just really far, maybe even disconnected. And so he'd have to get up and
Yeah,
have conversations.
he he said he felt disconnected from what was going on,
Okay,
and
so he did
he
say
was
that.
like,
I don't know why that word stuck
he
in my head just now.
he would actually like have to like kind of walk over there, and he even made a slight joke like, "Hey, y'all are making a movie over here, right?" Like, just showing that that's how far he was physically from where the actual action was
And
was taking place at.
it's funny too, because like Zach kind of, I think if you're a film lover, he kind of shed a light on why we should all be paying more attention to the DPs. And I've been doing that for years. I was actually doing that with Chris Nolan movies, because he mentioned stuff about his DP a lot. And not a lot of filmmakers, like when they're having mainstream conversations, they're not talking about the DP. Nolan was, right? If you're a film nerd, if you're a film geek, you're a cinephile, like you hear these conversations via like special editions, or like you'll catch them in interviews that aren't really advertised because you're like a lover and follower of their work. So you'll hear about these things, and you'll hear conversations about the DP. But on a mainstream level, I didn't really hear about DPs until on a mainstream level, that is, until Nolan started making it a big thing. So although I always knew what a director of photography was, he is essentially the director. If we're being honest, I always knew he's the director of the shot. I want to be specific because I don't want to be disrespectful to the craft. He's the director. He takes the photograph. He is the guy who photographs, and that term is used um, in filmmaking in an interesting way, because when we think of photograph, we think of you pull out camera, you take still image. But it means recording as well. Like you're so the director of photography, he directs the photograph where it should be shot, where things should be shot. The director is the
A,
general.
a video is nothing but a series of photographs, right, Leon?
One thousand percent. So the director himself, like typically Nolan, Zach, James Cameron, Denis Villeneuve, those guys are direct. They're the generals telling everybody where to be, where to stand, how the shot should look, etc. And the DP makes the magic happen. So Nolan was like one of the first people in the mainstream that I can remember that kind of shed a light on that. And then Zach is fully highlighting it because you know they don't get a lot of love like they should because they literally make the magic happen. You know, you look at one of the best uh, DP situations, one of the best scenes ever put to film was God. I'm blanking. I'm having a blank on the name, but it was a scene where the plane is flying towards the. Good God, why am I blanking on the name of this film? It's one of the greatest films ever made. And I think it was a Hitchcock film.
Airplane? Nah, I'm just joking, bro. I'm
I
just
know.
joking.
I'm gonna look this up while I'm talking. Hitchcock film, plane flying towards the characters. Help me out here, Google. North by Northwest. I'm usually able to just spot this shit off, but it's been a weekend. North by Northwest has one of the greatest director of photography scenes ever, where the yeah, thank you, the Creed, where the plane is just flying towards the screen. Like the DP, man, that's DP magic right there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's film school. That's like a basic film school scene where they're like, "This is what you want," and not to be all Zack Snyder about it because he's long-winded too. Like I'm very long-winded to get to a point, but that's like a horrible movie to show a film lover. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's a lot, man. To expect someone to be on that level to show them that it's great and it's inspiring, but it's also like daunting because when you see that, you're like, the fuck, you want me to do that? You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, I digress. That was just my little, Um, but the DP doesn't get enough credit. So when Zach started really picking up the camera, and obviously we're not saying he's the first to be his own DP. I'm just saying when Zach started doing it nowadays and talking about it in the mainstream whenever he's on, it really shed the light on the importance of a director of photography. Like they have always been slightly unsung heroes because you see like directed by um, somebody who does flops. You know what I mean? Directed by Mr. Flop, James Flop, and you're like, cool, but who is the DP? Who's the editor? Who rewrote the script that James Flop wrote? You know what I mean? Like, who gave that dude the blueprint and the structure? And that's the interesting thing about being a Zack Snyder fan because these are the things that I think about now that I'm getting deeper into the fandom. You get what I'm saying? Like you you get deeper into it and you just have an appreciation of the things that aren't really talked about that much. And guys like Cameron, guys like Nolan, guys like Snyder, guys like Zach, all these dudes have highlighted. Martin Scorsese is another one. He highlights the editor a lot. This one woman, I forget her name, and Marcus helped me out because I think Marcus might know. She's one of the greatest editors ever. Um, Another unsung hero. So when you see a Zack Snyder picking up the camera, being his own, he's a writer among his writers. He's the director, so he's the general, but he's also the DP. That brother loves movies. He does not want to be disconnected from the thing he loves, even while on set, where you could just kick it and sit in a chair and yell out orders. He's like, no, I want this is my baby. Like he is that kind of passion is admirable. You know what I'm saying? To wear that many hats. You know, so when you see him yawning on this press tour, that shit is earned. That brother does the work, yo, for real.
I like how they tried to make it as if like he was tired of being asked about DC stuff when this dude's been on like a worldwide press run, you know what I'm saying? And like we don't know what time in the morning, what
Right.
kind of jet lag, you know what I'm saying? But crazy. He said it's still machine maker, right?
Yep.
Scorsese's
I
guy.
knew Marcus
Yeah.
would do it. Yeah, yeah. Yep, man. And she's amazing. Like that type of stuff. I forget old girl's name who's also an editor that works with Zach a lot. Um, she is also an editor on this movie. I saw her name pop up. I was like, oh, cool, because she was a very lovely woman too. Talking with her during ZSJL day, she's
Yeah.
great. So yes, Dottie, yes, thank you. Love this chat. Sorry, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Y'all are MVPs, man. Sky, your chat is amazing.
Hey, I've been hearing it. I've been hearing it. And you guys are amazing. That's why I consistently tell you guys that y'all are amazing because y'all are. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of well versed people in here on these subjects, right? So, so you doing though. But yeah, she was definitely there for ZSJL Day. And yep, she is an Oscar winning editor, right? Vincata, right? Yeah, she's fantastic. And just being able to be at full circle and be able to hear these people's thoughts and uh feel that vibe. It was just incredible. And yeah, Leon is absolutely right. um Scorsese's been one of those people who's been openly honest about how much his editor, I think he said what he's like, I mean, that she saved his films. I think that's what he was quoted as saying one time,
You talking
you
about
know.
Scorsese?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Because like he'll see something and like it'll be something that he's married to, and then she's like, "That had to go," and he's like, "Yeah, you're right, you're right." He'll be married to a scene essentially, because that's the thing with directors. Like you don't
Yeah.
want to get rid of shit. That's one thing that they try to use against Zach. Like he shoots so much, and it's like, bro, y'all don't know shit about filmmaking. You're either a complete hater of the man, or you don't know about filmmaking, or it's just both. Because Zach is not the creator of having a shit ton of scenes created, bro. Like that's literally he came from a film school that literally teaches this shit. Same film school that Michael Bay went to and others went to. And I know you hear Michael Bay and you want to shit on him, but this man has his own style and flair. You know what I'm saying? Like, so get off his nuts. But James Cameron
Oh,
is known
she
for
was
directing.
nominated. Nominated. Yes, yes, yes. For Memento, not the Oscar winner, but
Yeah.
nominated.
Um, but like um, yeah, all these dudes, man, they have larger cuts. Some of them are just like they're okay with the cut that they have. Like Chris Nolan is very much he's one of those guys who he's great with what he comes out with. Like he's like, this is my cut, I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's very refined in that way. Everybody has their style. He's very, 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 very refined and finite with what he delivers, right? And you gotta think about personalities. Christopher Nolan's personality is a tailored suit. That's what he feels like to me. Very refined, sharp, no edges, very like smooth, very meticulous, right? But also somebody that if you get him behind closed doors, probably he'll drink you under the table, maybe. Who the fuck knows, right? He hangs out with Zach for God's sake, so who knows? Um, then you got like a Todd Phillips, right? Who's probably like an in between Nolan and Zach, and then you got Zach, who is just like he's like a James Cameron, to be specific. He's like a James Cameron. He's like a there's another director, man, that has like um God, man. Oh, he's like a Scott. All these different like cuts and material. These people love shooting. They love having a shit ton of things to work with because if you're a film lover, you understand that like the more shit that you have to work with, the better, bro. Like you don't want to. If me and Scott were shooting a movie right now, and this was a movie, we don't want to shoot like three scenes and then like two of them just don't fucking work, and all we have is the three. No, we shot 20 scenes, and we only need three. So now we have 20 choices to choose from. That's how you shoot. And a lot of these guys, especially Zach being a DP now, he's shooting the fuck out of scenes where he's got 100 scenes that he could literally use. I love all 100 of these. You know what I'm saying? Which one am I going to use? It's quite incredible, man. As a film lover, like I love Zack Snyder's work because he he makes me hungry to stay a lot to stay in the film world, right? As a fan.
Man, I think that what this dude brings to the table is he has a very unique perspective as well, which he's even spoken about that. As being a filmmaker, all you really have is your perspective, right? So, um, with this film and everything that it entails and everything that's in it, um, it's truly something that came from this dude's mind, and just speaking with so much of the crew. That's one thing that it was hard. And look, don't get it twisted. They was out there, right? How many of these jackets was out there last night, Leon?
Quite a bit, man. And we were in and around conversations about all of these things. You know what I mean? Like that was an incredible experience too. Um, and yeah, we spoke to a bunch of people that were like that were in the movie, like actually actors in the movie that were like
Yeah,
they played pilots, they played um, commanders and shit like that. Like
commanders. Yep.
we spoke to one guy. We were just coming in. Was it the first or second viewing that we were, or for me? Well, it was our the other viewing. It was him and his lady or whoever he brought with him. Was that the second time or?
I think it was the second time.
I think yeah, no, it was because we were saying how incredible it was, right? Because you had already seen it once before me, and then I wouldn't have been able to say, oh, it was incredible. Yeah, so it was your second time, my first. I'd already seen it, so you had seen it for the
Oh, the escalator, the
yeah,
escalator guy and the girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was because we had to go move the car and we was coming up from the parking lot. Yep, yep, yep.
yep,
So that was the second viewing.
right, and so that was cool. But yeah, we saw a lot of this happening where you know people were seeing it for the first time and they were just like, oh my god, it was quite the experience, quite the experience. And full disclosure, um, a lot of that happened the second go around for me. Sky's third, so none of that influenced my decision making on how I felt about the movie at all. Because like I didn't get to meet anybody or talk to anybody until my second viewing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yep. Because literally the first time that Leon saw it, we got there like late, and we got there right as the movie was starting. So there was nobody in the lobby. There was nobody at the concession stand. Everybody was in their seats, and we was literally like the last people that came to the theater. So yep, he's absolutely right. Uh, and the that that screening, we ended up finding out afterwards how many people in there was actually like part of the crew and stuff again. So yeah, like this whole time we've been seeing it with people from the cast and crew, like this whole weekend.
yeah, for sure. It was actually cool to have the. I'm actually glad I didn't get to see or meet anybody until my second viewing because I went in like just moviegoer experiencing this movie and I was just like, oh my god, this is incredible. And
Right.
then The second time I got to digest it more and just kind of I was paying attention to everybody. I was like, oh shit, like we're among the people who worked on the movie at this point. Like literally, they're sitting behind us, in front of us, next to us. I think we actually to our left were actual like Snyder fans because they had on like one guy had like a Justice League shirt on from like Ink to the People.
Oh yeah, he had on the They Never Face Us, Not Us United shirt. Yep, absolutely.
Yep. And I can kind of tell you can tell the body language of a lot of these people like who are in the
Yeah,
industry. They just kind of chill, like this is nothing for them. They're just like, yeah, it's movies, you know. And
yeah.
you can tell the fans who are like the fans, like, oh shit, oh my god. And even some people that worked on the movie were acting like fans, which was really cool because they're like excited. So it was really cool. It
Hmm.
was cool to be in that realm without getting a taste of that Hollywood. I just want to point that part out. It felt like it felt safe, like you safe
Yeah.
as a fan to be a part of this experience. It was pretty cool.
What was dope as well was that and there was just one, and because for the most part, Leon and I were together when we were like going to these screenings, but there was this one time where I went back because our first time seeing it together, Leon missed like what would you say, Leon? Like after we went back and saw it, what about 1 to 2 minutes of the opening of the movie? Right when we
Say that
first
one
got
more time.
there, like how much would you say that you missed the first time we saw the film? What it was about like 1 to 2 minutes, right? Maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah, I pretty much missed like I'm not gonna say it's a spoiler per se. I'm gonna just say like it's his version of the
The
analysis,
intro.
the intro.
Yeah,
Like it was reminiscent of space operas of old, kind of Star Wars ish, but not that same like where you having to read words and shit. No, it was like narrated, and I thought that was cool. So I missed that, and that was it. And then we
yeah,
dove right into the opening scene, et cetera, et cetera. Um,
right. So,
that made a
so yeah,
better experience for me. I was like, oh shit, that's cool that he's doing the space opera thing, but in a way that's more operatic. We hear the
right.
great voice of a certain somebody. It was dope. It was pretty dope.
Absolutely, right. And so, um, it was very important for me to have Leon be like in the actual theater when the film started. So, I went back to the concession stand and I was like in line and I was talking with this guy. Shouts out to old boy too, because I cannot remember his name. But he was such like a Zack Snyder fan, man. He was in there geeking out, telling me like how much of a fan he is and how he saw what was it? He said he saw 300 like 6 times in theaters. Uh, and
Right.
that's where his like love for Zack Snyder films first came from. And he was talking about how he's just into the DC Snyderverse and all that stuff. And like yeah, it was very dope seeing fans being there, like just excited to be there and be able to see that film, and just be able to yeah, I actually like he actually didn't know that there was a Q&A either, and I had told him and he was like, what, like Zach's gonna be here, like oh my god, like I was like yeah bro, like and he was freaking out, and it was just really cool, yo. It was really really cool, and to see the 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 impact that this man has on his fan base is really dope to see. And this film, especially, I think is going to be Zack Snyder's like largest triumph, because he put you can tell he put everything he had into this film, and I'm just glad that it's as dope as I was hoping, and I really really just can't wait for that longer version because I think that's gonna be crazy, Leon. But in terms of like
Yes,
wrapping
sir.
up the experience for these last couple days, because we do gotta start getting ready to go in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what would you say would be your closing thoughts on just
all this stuff, man, and from seeing the film to uh, getting to meet up with Zach again and having conversations with Ed Skrein, right? Just what would your final thoughts be as we kind of wind this thing on down, bro?
Final thoughts, I would say, they be asking him, L, what's happening? Them cell boys chilling with Zach and them. ZSSM is the acronym. They always win. That was so accurate. Let me stop. Anyway, bro, this experience was, man, it was better than I thought it was gonna be, man. Like even better than I thought it was gonna be, I should say. I knew I was gonna have a good time, but this was really cool, and more to come. Getting to chat with Zach again, uh, getting to meet Ed Skrein for the first time, and it'd be so cool and chill. You know what I'm saying? Like that was dope. Um, you know, I'm always kind of amazed at like the type of people that Zach can garner around him. Um, because the I've been around like Hollywood and Hollyweird types, and it's always turned me completely off. That's why I'm not ever really starstruck. But being in this whole Zach experience has been like, it's been cool to see that you can literally like meeting an individual such as him and getting to experience his films, and you're not left with this idea of, man, I wish I would have never met this dude and just stuck to the art. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a I was gonna say I was gonna name an entertainer, but I don't want to throw that person under the bus. But it's not a situation where you have to separate the art from the artist. You know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely he's definitely here for the fans. There is there I don't really like I don't see the phoniness when he's interacting with real fans, like actual fans who did the work and their due diligence to come and interact and have a conversation with his films. I see like he gets a genuine joy out of that because he's like, oh, okay, my actual fans. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. That's amazing. Get to kick it with his cast and crew. That was cool. They're great people, and you could tell they're just like the term that they use in Hollywood is like, oh, they're a total sweetheart. Well, no, they are. Like Ed is. You could tell he's a dope dude, man's man. Um, you know, uh, would pop you in the mouth if you try him, but also buy you a pint if you're the homie. Sophia Butella was lovely. Too bad they got her up out of there so quick. She seemed like she was cool people's. And then just the experience of the film itself, getting to see it twice. I had like one thing that was I thought was a flaw, but once something happened, there was a situation that happened in the film, and I'll just leave it at that. That cleaned that entire thing up, and I was like, oh, well, that I can't even say it's not a flaw at all anymore. It makes perfect sense, you know. Um, it was cool, man. It felt like the old school sci-fi films that are being born that you don't know are gonna turn into something more, and we haven't really had that in a long time. Like um outside of like superhero stuff, because that's like owned. You know what I mean? That's not original IPs or anything. When was the last like great sci-fi original? Um, like Avatar, Matrix. Um, you know what I'm saying? That turned into big, game-changing, zeitgeist influencing franchises. outside of Avatar and Matrix, I can't really think of anything. You know what I mean? If we're talking like 90s and 2000s, I should say, you know, because we can go a little bit back and say like Terminator or what have you, but I can't really think of anything that really. And somebody help me out in the chat if you can think of like an original IP that really is going to add a conversation to and be a game changer. I'll say this for APAS because her and I had conversations. Um, she was asking me about certain things like symbolism, and I'll say this: Zach put, in my opinion, he put certain things in his film that really that resonate with his fans and also resonate with those that see what's going on in like the world at large. And it's part of the reason why like Peely, if he's still in the chat, like he can attest to that. And there was like a clear sign, clear literal sign. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's a specific character that worked with a specific group of tyrants, and when this character did something to show a sign, and it's in the trailer too, I think. But when she did that, it was like, okay, they're showing you who the big threat is, and it's like a swarm of locusts. They come in and they want everything. They disturb your peace as a farmer. You just want to have a family and have a farm and live your life your way without disturbing other people. They disturb your beliefs. They disturb your way of living in terms of making money, how you love, how you think, all of that, right? And it was right there in that symbol. And I was just like, damn, he's just not even hiding it. It's right there with the hood over their hoods, right? The person playing the violin in the trailer and the the people who are on their knees. Oh, it's right there. It's like right there in your face. So, at the end of the day, there's a lot to take away from Rebel Moon that's unspoken. It's not just your basic like these are the rebels versus the Empire. Nah, like the Empire, the Empire is a name, and it's right there on that logo. And if y'all know, if you know, you know. Frank C. Shout out to Frank C. Um, so I'll say this: like, I wasn't expecting. No, that would be a lie. I was expecting that, but it's just great to know that it wasn't just like Zach is just making a sci-fi film that's palatable to general audiences, and I'm gonna be left going, "Oh, that was a great film, and it was fun," and like there's no deeper takeaway. That's why I love his films because there's always a deeper takeaway. There's always a deeper message. You know what I'm saying? There's always a deeper takeaway. There's always something to make you think. And Zach said several times in his Q&A that he wants you to have a conversation with the film. He kept saying conversation, conversation. And it's like that means something. He does not want you walking away from his films going, that was just fun, or I hated it. Hate it or love it. He wants you to have a conversation with his films. And I walked away from a sci-fi epic adventure with deeper levels of conversation going on in my mind that I could share with the homie Sky. So that was dope. I love the entire experience of Rebel Moon as a film. And separate from that, I love the experience of being a fan, interacting with everybody after the film. So that was sick. And shout out to you, Sky, for facilitating all of it. You've been amazing as usual. You are the Superman of the fandom. You're my Superman to your Batman. Who does Batman call when he really, 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 really needs a motherfucker? It ain't Nightwing. Sorry to say that. As a Batman fan, I'm probably like one of the greatest Batman fans ever. And I know I know Batman fans that claim to be Batman fans, they hate to hear this, but Superman and Batman do get along. They fight the shit out of each other at times, but they do get along. And the first motherfucker that Batman's going to call ain't Commissioner Gordon. It's going to be Clark Joseph Kent. Clark Joe.
What we call God depends on our tribe, Clark Joe.
That's what I was waiting on. That's why I paused. I literally,
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
love that shit,
I
bro.
knew he was going to say it.
I love that shit, yo.
I'm going to wrap up by saying thank you, Skywalker, for helping to facilitate this experience for me, brother. This is amazing as usual. And, you know, this is quickly becoming, Cali's my second home anyway. This is quickly becoming my second home via Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been great, man. Always be rebels. And remember, this is still about hashtag sell ZSJO to Netflix, hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Engage, 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 engage. Sorry if this rubs people the wrong way that want to wait on the film. Don't fucking wait. You're a dumbass. Not anybody specific. I'm always the asshole of the crew. Sorry. That's stupid. Engage with this movie. We didn't wait this long to be sitting for a cut. No. This isn't that type of this ain't that type of party. Go watch the movie. However you can on Netflix. My goodness. Do not wait. Watch it immediately. That's all I got.
Yes, 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 yes. We got the homie Marcus in. We haven't even scratched the surface of the Imperium, right? And I was trying not to because I don't want to go in because I was gonna end up spoiling some stuff, man. But the Imperium, yo, it's stuff that they do that I think really that's what I mean. It's not like Star Wars. That's why um you know, this film truly feels like wholly different from anything that Star Wars has ever done. There's stuff that the Imperium does throughout this film that you would just never see stormtroopers doing, right? Like the Imperium, like they really don't like, you know, they don't even have no loyalty to one another. Right, like, and I love that whole aspect of it. I love that whole aspect of it. I was like, yo, you know, but that's actually, probably how that would really be. So, yeah, we ain't even scratched the surface of this entire film, you know. We got TJ saying, question for you both: did this film shake you? I'll say this: there's definitely like some parts in there that I did not expect, and one I really didn't expect. What happens in the bar scene, Leon? Right? Yeah, Stino saw that shit. He was like, "What the fuck?" Yo, it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, it's definitely like some shocking scenes in here. 100%.
I
Right?
described it immediately as dangerous. I said this film is dangerous in like the best way possible. Like, cause you felt the sense of danger throughout the film. Obviously, because I had never seen it, but also on my second viewing, it still felt this sense of like pure danger, where it's just like you don't know what Noble's gonna do. You don't know what hell. You don't even know what Core is gonna do sometimes. Like this film felt dangerous. I love that aspect of it. The stakes were always high in this movie. I dug it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the thank you, bro. And you don't have to, but did you want to give the film like a rating at all?
I don't know what I would say star wise. I'd say like um this is where I become like I'm always like safe because I gotta digest this movie more. Um but off the bat I'm giving it like a solid 4 out of 5. Like off the bat without thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Because like believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I gave ZSJL 4.5. Like I didn't give it like a perfect 5. Um, it doesn't take away from it being a masterpiece. The way I define a masterpiece isn't something that is completely flawless. It is something that is it's as masterful as it can possibly get based on the material you worked on. Like if you take a marble slab and turn it into a statue, you're gonna see little things about it that are flawed, but from a standing distance, it is a masterwork. It's a masterpiece. You get what I'm saying? So like I would say that this is passing the marble test so far. Not marble, just so everybody is clear. You know, we got comic book geeks in the chat and shit. Marble test. It passed that for me. Like the one flaw that jumped out at me. There's like one more, but like that's like a nitpick. It was where somewhere Noble was standing and something was falling. That was it. Literally, that's it. We'll talk about it later, but the one flaw was the Samurai 7, the 7 Samurai end of it. And that was cleaned up by certain events. And I'm like, oh, well then I got it. That's not a flaw at all. That's actually a twist. So that was dope. That was very, 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 very dope. It actually elevated the fuck out of the movie for me. So as I'm talking, I'm about to give it 4.5. So yeah, 4.5 I'd say out of 5. In my opinion. I'm not trying to overhype, but 4.5 in my opinion. Easily.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for that. You know, as for me, when I saw this film the first time, being at the premiere event, it was super dope. Obviously, you know, I am a Zack Snyder fan, so you know, it is through that lens. But you know, outside of you know, that, I mean, we've paid for every other time that we've gone to go see this film, so it ain't like we just keep getting tickets, you know what I'm saying, to go see this thing. No, this is literally us like putting in the work to go see this movie and really give you guys our take on it, right? So um with this film, uh I've seen it 3 times. Every time I've seen it, it's gotten better. When I first walked out, my the score that I was at was around an 8, right? I think right now, I'm somewhere in between an 8.5 and like a 9, but I think I'm gonna settle on 8.5, and I think that this longer version is probably gonna be one of my favorite movies of all time. I can already feel it. I think that, you know, the only gripe that I had was, hey, I wanted some more time with some of these other characters. But we're about to get a movie with an hour more footage later, right? So, and just so you guys know, Rebel Moon parts 1 and 2, you will have 6 hours of content. I need you guys to understand that there will be over 6 hours of content in terms of film between Rebel Moon Part 1 and Part 2, right? So the amount of time spent with some of these characters, I think is going to be just fine, if not, you know, more than what everybody is even expecting to get, right? So I think that for the sake of the story of that this film was telling, right, which is not the entirety of the story, right, and as we already know, hence it is part 1, right? You know, I I think that this thing is gonna go from, even, you know, as and look, it may even officially cross over into that 9 territory, where um you know, I mean, when I see it this afternoon, right? So uh and I saw somebody in the chat earlier. Who said that? I think it might have been Zod, because I actually wanted to touch on this real quick before I forget. Zod said, yeah, that we might end up bumping into some people at the premiere or whatever. I'm gonna just say this, yo. Like, I don't got no beef with nobody. Look, I after the premiere, I will just say this, right? Because I'm not a bully, guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody clearly doesn't, you know what I'm saying, like, want any type of issue, I'm never gonna continue to just press it. So yeah, I know what it is going to these screenings and these type of events. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody worry about other content creators, we're all fine. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, like, we're getting 6 hours of movie. So I think that, them streamlining this version to tell this particular part of the story the way that they told it. There was an act one, there was an act two, there was an act three. There were arcs, multiple character arcs that that you saw play out throughout the course of the film, and I'm sure that we're going to get a whole lot more when we get this longer version. So yeah, right now I'm at 8.5, might even go up to a 9. It is very much like Mad Max Fury Road in that way that, like, every time that I've seen that movie, I like it more and more and more. But no, like, we are definitely in for a treat when this thing drops on the 21st. I cannot wait for you guys to be able to see this film with us and to be able to experience exactly what we're talking about. And wait, where'd it go? TJ said, is it 6 or 7 hours? No, Zach confirmed last night that both director's cuts will be 3 hours. Right. But I'm pretty sure that the first one is a little bit over 3 hours. So um yeah, we're probably gonna get at least 6 hours of movie, or we're guaranteed 6 hours at least. So yeah, anybody complain about character arcs and it's just nitpicking. Like I said, I had this one issue with the same thing that Leon had an issue with, but then I watched it again, and then it made sense why that was like that, and I was like, okay, you Zach doesn't usually leave like threads untied unless it's supposed to be answered later, right? But stuff like that, I'm glad that he actually addressed it um, in this film, because it made it made it much more understandable why things went the way that they did. And I know we're trying to be vague here, but I'm trying not to spoil too much, right? But yeah, this is a fantastic film. Can't wait to check it out. We will be doing another the official hashtag sale watch along on this platform next Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. We will be going live watching Rebel Moon for the official watch along. Like I said before, we about to go watch this movie again today. We just really looking forward to seeing this film more, engaging with it more, and also continuing this conversation with all of you guys. So, oh yeah, it said Junkie XL, man. There's all types of stuff. Junkie was cooking with this soundtrack, yo, with the score in general. I mean, I heard some Man of Steel influences in there. I heard a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, "Yo, Junkie with the little homage to Zimmer, almost, right? Like, that was crazy." That was crazy.
Yeah. During that one scene. Yeah.
That was crazy. I was like, yo, this felt right out of I can't do all that, but nah. We got the homie Neo 7 saying see it in theaters if you can. For sure, for sure. Right? For sure, for sure. But we about to close on out because I gotta start getting ready in a little bit. Anything else that you want to add before we get on out of here, Leon?
Nah, man, I think I'm good. We covered a lot, man. We got another showing, right? Well, there you have
Yep,
it.
got one more, bro. Got one more.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We must bid you adieu.
All right.
Only thing else I got to say is hashtag sells JL to Netflix, hashtag sells Snyderverse to Netflix. It's the only way. It's the only way.
Yep. And just so y'all know, we did take some more videos and stuff of the Q&A. But unfortunately, there's like a lot of spoilers in there too. So I'm gonna hold off on a lot of that until next week, and then we can talk about that stuff. Cause it was like a lot of spoilers throughout the conversations,
For
and
sure.
I just didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to go through and have to try to edit and be like, well, where can I cut it off at and all that. So nah, I'm gonna just play some of those videos next week after everybody has seen the film, and we can like really delve deep into it. So yeah, we about to get on out of here because we got to start getting ready. As for myself, uh, I will be live again pretty soon. Just make sure you guys are subscribed and hitting that notification bell so that you know when I'm about to go live. Because we covering this film, and everything is just ramping up, guys. Like we have continued to tell y'all that we was going to continue to press the boundaries with this cell thing and try to increase the bandwidth overall, and that things were just getting started. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys, or not maybe a lot of you guys, but a lot of the naysayers, they really weren't listening. And let them continue to be behind the 8 ball, right? Like we're gonna continue to press these things forward and to try to have a larger and larger impact and increase the bandwidth of this whole sale thing. So yep. As for Leon and myself, we about to get out of here. We're gonna catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
Bang.